up angles?
No.
Nifty.
No? You're not?
No, because your button is shadow still from...
Oh, you don't know how to change those?
I could sit here and try to... I'm Harlow. Hi.
Yeah, let's not do that.
BJ's is right.
Hey, BJ.
Walt is Chuck.
I'm Chuck.
There you go. So, yeah, all these are wrong. So I'm not going to bother with that. Let's just get on the air and let me get this to the YouTube.
Pretty sure.
Are you just going to do the wide shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
sure
old school.
Pretty sure the fan base is smart enough to catch on to who's where and
What fan base?
where and why and what.
Speaking of fan base, remind me to talk to you guys about some other podcast-related business before we go.
All right.
Are we live?
Briefly.
Yeah, we are live.
Oh, hey, Internet.
Oh, good thing you didn't
Hey.
talk about that right now.
See, YouTube.
Man.
That's why I said
you're
after.
on.
Yeah.
Because I have a smart.
Oh.
Hey, welcome to youtube.com/BMFcast, the home of the Bailey's Billions live stream and Chuck's big face.
Oh, I see. You're
And-
Harlow, Florida.
Oh, no, now we're back into the wide.
There we go.
Oh, I,
Wide
was,
angle.
I was screwing around.
Now I have to turn my laptop this way so it doesn't catch the porn on the on that camera.
What?
That's unprofessional.
Nothing.
The porn on that camera.
The porn on that camera.
Is that the movie with the people with cancer?
Yes,
large.
the porn.
The fault in our
large.
porn.
I don't...
The
That's
fault in our whores.
Whores.
Yeah, I made a joke.
Har, har, har.
So
Low.
Oh, there it is. Bailey's Billions live stream.
Yeah.
Bailey's
Yeah.
and Chuck's big face.
I am posting on Facebook.
Yeah.
Harlow.
Here we are. Holy crap. Holy crap. We're
Sorry.
on the internet.
Sorry. This is a work in progress.
People are seeing us right now.
So if
They're-
someone wants to tweet...
I am posting it on Facebook right now.
All
So
right.
People complain when we don't. Doggus continues.
Okay.
Yay.
Are you tweeting?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. Oh. This is going to go well. We
I'm
got
not. Doggus continues. You're going to love it. You can't miss it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be holding.
That joke stunned everyone into silence.
Don't,
didn't it?
don't hold her out on us.
Yeah.
Is it hold her or hold in?
Holden.
Yeah, don't hold it out on us.
Nobody here's holding out.
Bailey's Billion.
Bailey's
You
Billion.
can't wait till we start this podcast. I know I can't wait till it's over. All right. Till we stop talking about
This
this.
movie didn't curry any favor with us. We're going to have no viewers on this.
Now we're back on our normal day.
Hey.
Hey, we are on a
Hey.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And I'm here. Walt's here.
Boo.
Hey, Walt's
We-
here. Professional seat filler.
We murdered Harlow and buried him in the backyard.
Yeah.
Well, not this backyard.
We kept his sideburns, though. Because those are sweet, sweet sideburns.
Where are they?
They're in a hermetically sealed...
They're in my case.
P.O. box.
Yeah.
Hermetically sealed P.O. box downtown.
So
Po box.
we got Chuck running the boards tonight.
yeah.
So
I'm on
don't
the
expect
boards.
anything fancy.
I'm on the hot boards. You guys...
You got the soundboard going?
Yeah.
You're gonna get the wah wah.
Yeah, we're
sound
gonna get
when
all
we do something.
the wacky morning zoo sound effects.
Yeah, you got to boom.
Uh-huh.
Can I get a horn transition anytime
sure.
anything happens?
Let's play this movie. We're drinking beers.
Some of us are having beers.
Yeah.
This guy. This fucking guy.
I think this is the first,
Fucking guy.
second time I've had beers during the podcast.
Beers.
There's
Beers.
always in the big one.
Beers.
I'm glad I could contribute to the lower quality
Having the
of
beers.
this episode.
There are so many people in this movie that you figure should be BMFcast alums, and they're not.
Like John Lovitz.
Yeah, John Lovitz, nothing.
Jennifer
Tilly,
Uh-huh.
nothing.
Jennifer
Really?
Tilly.
You guys haven't seen you haven't seen a movie with Jennifer Tilly.
It's
That's
weird. It's,
Well, I
she
mean,
just-
she really doesn't do your. I mean, she really doesn't do a lot of movies you guys like. I mean, she's not in a lot of action movies. She does a lot of these little like shit to straight to video kids
Curry
movies.
had to have been in something we've seen. Why do I feel like Tim
Who?
Curry would have been in something?
He was. He was in that movie we watched.
He was in a movie that one time.
Totally was.
You guys watch Clue, right?
I fucking love Clue.
Yeah.
Not for the show.
No, it's too good for the show.
Yeah, that'd be wrong.
Yeah, you
Jeez,
guys
why would you
watched.
even say that? Was he in a
Red October.
Was he in a Buddies movie?
it sounds like he probably should have been.
That
in a
was
Buddies
Christopher
movie.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd and our buddies.
Buddies, you gotta come back with me.
Those puppies.
Buddies, we found Santa.
Marty.
It's George Wendt.
Marty.
Santa's an alcoholic.
God, that's such a bad idea. George went to Santa Claus.
No, everyone plays Santa.
Why is
guy
that a
was
bad
fucking
idea?
lit.
It's
It was
perfect.
great.
Yeah.
He's
Good.
perfect. Rhea Perlman is one of his elves.
Yes. Murray Pullman as
Murray Pullman.
as
Murray
Carl.
Pullman as Rhea
F.
Perlman.
Murray Abraham
Perlman
as
as Rhea Perlman.
We got to save this for the podcast.
We are podcasting.
We're
Casting,
podcasting
We're
now.
casting on the internet with
We are.
people.
Select
I
few
figured out
fans.
this split thing.
Oh, did you
Oh,
figure
did you
it out?
split us up?
Yeah, we're all split up.
Yeah.
Did you get the names right?
No, I took the names off. People just get to guess.
Hmm.
Okay.
So, but I can do a wide shot, and then I can go back to that.
We seriously, I don't think we've seen what. How have we not seen a Tim Curry movie in this?
We had to have. There has to
I
be.
know. We've never seen Congo. Like, we've never done Congo because
Well, because
every
Why would
podcast on
you-
the planet has done Congo.
Yeah, why would you
Yeah.
do Congo? Because it's a good movie.
Walt. Jesus.
It's a good movie for 15 minutes.
He was,
Yeah.
he was in The Shadow.
It's got Bruce. Well, you shouldn't do The Shadow.
I know,
because
I'm
that's
just
an
saying,
amazing
it's
movie.
Tim Curry was in every '90s pinball machine we've played. That's probably why we're thinking
yeah.
on a Tim Curry movie.
He was in Ferngully, The Last Rainforest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was in Fish Police.
There was an over-the-top. No, that
I know, a
couldn't be the
TV
same.
show.
It couldn't be the same though.
No.
No?
I think that was a wrestling show.
Tag team off the rope.
He was in Clue.
God, he's been in so many TV series.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was in Clue.
He was in Clue. Did you know that, Chuck?
I did. I was
You ever
aware.
seen Clue?
I've seen it a few times.
I always forget he's because he's got such a small part.
Dinosaurs.
He was in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I can't really tell you.
Was he? He was Janet, right?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I've never
Damn it.
seen it. No, we have not seen a Tim Curry movie. And that man, welcome to the club, Tim. Wow, good to have you, buddy.
Wow.
Hi, Tim.
Wow.
Wowie.
Glad to have you, Tim. Hmm.
Ooh, look, you get the little red.
What?
BMFcast is in red in the comments.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
It's because we're the OP.
Hey guys.
Oh. Oh, yeah, totally.
Totes.
All right. So
So why don't we podcast?
All right.
Hey,
you
let's talk
ready
about
to,
this movie we watched called Bailey's Billions.
No.
It was amazing.
Let's light this candle. Let's kick the tires, like the fars.
Yep.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can I clap?
No.
Breaking necks and cashing checks. Let's
yeah,
go. Let's do this.
my life story.
Uh-huh.
I know you're a big TI fan. That's good. That's good. I like
I am.
that.
I like the T. I like the tie.
Ti.
Yep. Everything tie.
Ti.
Love it.
Tip.
We call him Ti.
Tip.
Tip.
Hey,
actually.
tip.
Tip. There's TI and then there's Tip.
I love that I've paused on Chuck. Chuck's stunned face on the live stream. He's like, oh. I don't know what we said to shock you into that, Chuck.
I don't know.
I think he was stunned by the board there.
It could have been something I was working on.
All right, so this is our first Harlow-less episode.
This has
Ever.
never happened
Ever.
before.
It is, isn't it?
This is
Holy
going to be a
crap.
motherfucking train wreck.
Might also be a trial run for future episodes.
It might also be the best thing in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I could share it with you guys.
Yeah,
I know.
You're making
I'm-
history
I'm so glad.
right now.
Would you like me to knock something over while I'm here? I mean, we might as well.
No.
I'm pretty good
No,
at it.
don't
Not
do
yet.
that
No.
yet.
Nothing
I
expensive.
might get my phone wet.
Nothing
That'd be bad.
expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sitting in this chair.
Oh, is it one of these wooden chairs like I have?
Kind of, but
those
worse.
things are hell.
Yeah, we got the
Wait,
fucking...
you're the only. Wait, how did you?
We have the Hemorrhoid Master
How did you
4000s
guy-
over here.
I
Did you
got
bring
that.
that?
No, I got that chair because I had to sit in the fucking picnic table chair.
That is right. You had one of those.
When I was
fold up-
6
one of those
inches-
chairs that you fold up and put it in a bag.
And so-
Baby chair.
At the old
What
table,
chair?
just my chin would come up to the table, and I had to look up at all you assholes. That was the
But
best.
You had to graduate from the kids' table.
Yeah.
Chuck.
You had to grow up.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you're...
Now I'm
Yeah.
a man.
Yeah, now you're a man.
Congratulations, Chuck.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Stick your hand in the glove of ants.
Pleased
Great.
to be here, running the boards of the BAMFcast.
Love it.
You're still a junior member, so you still get the...
Hey,
He's going to be senior member soon.
as long as I am a bad movie friend,
once
that's-
half of us are gone.
yeah, the other half takes over.
Yeah.
Fucking let's
fucking
You'll still be junior to
podcast.
that guy.
Yeah, I'll have tenure and I will go mad with power. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, let's light this candle. Come on.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. Someone has to clap, and then I guess Mackie has to talk.
Oh man, I love to clap.
Oh, I get to be.
Can I do,
I've heard that
who wants
about
to,
you.
does anybody else want to clap?
Why does Mackie get to talk?
I love to clap.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast!
Episode 237.
Holy shit.
Man.
Those are 3 numbers.
That is correct. That's my line.
It's divisible by 3. How
Oh
about
my
that?
God.
I am Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Walt.
And I'm Chuck.
And we don't have a Harlow this week
We are-
because we killed him and put him in a ditch.
The first of many episodes without Harlow.
Rest assured,
Yeah.
but,
rest assured
right.
we did not kill Harlow.
He will be joining Jesus soon.
no.
So-
No. He's just
We
on
don't know-
vacation.
He's a Buddhist.
Oh, he's on a farm.
He- technically,
Upstate.
but
is-
he's
he
coming
is
back
running wild
from-
with all the other Harlows.
Yes. But just for
all
a
the
week.
other
Puppy love
ex-podcast
farm.
We will
co-hosts.
see him again
Yeah,
very soon.
But he'll be back
Aw.
maybe one day. We know. Who knows? But it's the second week of August.
Woof!
Woo woo.
August 2, Dog Harder.
The doggisting.
And yeah.
Doggist revengeance rising.
Yes. All of those things.
Reborn.
Redoggening.
Any more?
Nope.
Come on, let's just keep running with it. No. All right, we're out.
I'm done.
Boy, that was short. All right.
Red Rocket.
So what we do each and every week here on the BMFcast is we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie, and then we talk about it for the first half.
Right.
And enjoyable movies, good, bad movies. It's funny that I've heard this a billion times in my head, and now I can't say it. But
You're doing fine, man.
I know.
Just
but
keep
yeah,
going.
Enjoyable movies, good, bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks, as in robot jocks.
Yes, robots.
Fantastic.
And bad movies, as in stay away. They get 1 to 5 bags, as in douchebags. After Twilight.
Harder.
Twinkly vampires.
Yeah.
Boom.
Not good.
Not good.
Terrible.
So, for the second week of August, staring. We
What
went to
did
a
we
movie
watch?
called Bailey's Billions.
Ba-ba-ba.
AKA. No, I can't say
Bailey's
that
$1 billion sign.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you want to
Yes.
find it on some search sites, you have to type in Bailey's $1 billion sign.
Kind of like.
Don't search for it
$10
without the
sign.
dollar sign. It's a totally different subset.
And this is a movie that feels like it should have a ton of BAMFcast alums in it, yet there's only one in Dean Cain.
Good old Dean Cain. Good old Dean Cain.
Dean Cain.
Wait, what was Dean Cain in that we saw?
Oh, he was in
Christmas
Christmas
Rush.
Rush.
Christmas.
Oh, yes. Okay.
He's in
And-
something else, too.
Yeah, it feels like he should have been in a lot more things, but
Yeah.
Christmas Rush is the only one that comes to mind because that's actually a fun movie.
That one's all right.
Unlike this.
Oh.
Laurie Holden from Walking Dead and being Mulder's terrible informant in the X-Files for like half a season.
Oh, right.
Jennifer Tilly somehow making her BAMFcast debut this week, along with Tim Curry.
What?
And Max Baker making his
Yeah.
webcast debut.
Yes,
Finally.
world famous Max Baker.
Right.
Glad we got
But
him on the show.
From Oklahoma State
The
University,
voice.
Max Baker?
That
Yes.
the very same.
Oh, man.
well-renowned thespian Max Baker. And John Lovitz as the voice of Bailey the dog.
John Lovitz. I just like doing the John Lovitz impersonation. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know.
you do better than he did in
We
this
have
movie.
we have heard you
Yeah.
say it stinks many a time
stinks.
tonight already. But so, let's get a plot synopsis out of the way and then get to talking about Bailey's Billions. Sweet and savvy talking golden retriever Bailey is one doggone lucky pooch when his devoted owner, Constance Pennington, leaves him her entire $1 billion fortune. Billy is lucky, that is, until he becomes the target of an elaborately designed dognack scheme hatched by Constance's nasty nephew Casper and his money-hungry wife Dolores.
All right.
You know what rhymes with Dolores?
Rigor mortis?
Yes. Mulva.
Yeah.
There are so many things.
Right?
There
There's
really
so
are
many
so many
things.
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 In this great big world,
I was like,
there
wow.
are so many
I was
things.
going to say there
Just keep spinning round.
there are a bunch of things wrong with that plot summary, but there's really
No, it's...
That's what happens in the
There,
movie.
I cut out... I'm going to tell you,
Technically,
like,
that's the plot.
this plot
Oh, yeah,
summary is
there's
about
like-
3 times as long as that. But, you know. But yes, it starts out with... what does it start out? Do they get to the
No, it
will right
starts out-
away?
it-
Picture a,
no.
Or
a
is it-
picturesque mansion.
Oh, that's right.
in the
Laurie
woods of
Holden gets her
Canada.
child taken away because she's a horrible mother.
Oh
Right.
yeah, the monkey
Laurie,
lady.
Laurie Holden is holding up in a animal research lab with her daughter, trying to protest the use of animals in some sort of chemical research.
They're-
The whole
they're
thing where
testing overalls on monkeys.
right.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It was your old. It's your old makeup testing on animals
Yeah,
that stopped,
whatever. Yeah,
in
they're-
like the 70s.
They
But
shave their backs. They put things
Right.
on.
yeah,
they're
they do horrible
squirting
things to them.
lipstick into the eyes of chihuahuas or something. Or
all of those things.
chimichangas, I'm not sure.
Yes, the eyes of chimichangas.
But apparently they win. The company says, "All right, well, stop
Hooray!
testing, and you can come out of there with your child." And then immediately she walks out, and Max Baker, noted thespian Max Baker, says, "I'm here from the Department of Children's Services, and give me your kid. You're
That
an
guy's an
unfit
ass.
mother."
I think he's just a kidnapper,
That guy's an ass.
really.
he's got
Because
bad.
he doesn't have any, he
has
doesn't
a
have
badge.
any real credentials.
No,
He just has, it's just special police.
It's a badge and an
it's
ID.
a badge you got at Spencer's,
Right.
but he shows it to everyone. They're like,
I think he
"Oh."
just kidnaps children.
Titty inspector.
I think she shot him down in high school or something, and he's just grinding that axe for the rest of his
Yeah.
life. And
Oh,
he's like,
speaking of things in the past, by the way, Laurie Holden's husband is dead.
That's
Oh.
true.
Whoa.
Not her real life husband, but in the movie.
God. Whoa.
God rest his soul.
Jeez, I felt so bad for
Yeah, but,
Holden there for a second.
Yeah, that kind of. It's just kind of thrown in there a little bit. It's just
Yeah,
like-
I mean, it comes up later in the movie, but
Beats and
hey,
dubs.
yeah, she doesn't have a husband. She's a hussy.
What?
I mean, that's completely separate from the husband fact.
no, she's a widower.
She's
yeah.
What?
She's also a hussy.
The chaste widow, Margie
Yeah.
Maggs.
But yeah, so she gets her child taken away, and then it's like they freeze frame on the newspaper of her going no, and
Happy opening credits.
yeah, and then suddenly it's da, 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 Bailey's Billions.
Yeah, Bailey's
And
Billions.
no, there's not a Stargrove song in this.
No.
I'm just
It's just grungy fun
Ma-
time music.
yeah, but it's like it's almost jaunty grunge music.
Yeah.
It's like that crappy mid '90s like. Once grunge had been flushed out, and it was like, let's make it more poppy, and that's kind of like what that shit was. Even though this came out in 2005,
It's
but it's
Canada's
Canadian.
version of good
Yeah, it's
music.
Canadian, so
it's
it kind of
Canada's
Canada's
version
10
of
years
good music.
behind us. so-
generally speaking.
Yeah.
Let's go to the mall.
Yeah, but so that's when we're introduced to Bailey and Dean Cain, where Dean Cain is dorked up as far as they can dork him up.
He's full Clark Kent mode.
Yeah, but worse.
Worse, yeah. He's
Oh,
a big
man.
old nerd. Big old.
Like he looks like he's got his
dog-talking-
khakis tucked into his shoes, even,
But
and just
Not a good look for.
nah.
Anyone.
And he's got the big glasses, and yeah, he's dorked up. But apparently, he's the only one who can understand what Bailey is saying, because he's just like, "Hey, Bailey, you got to get up. You got to get up." And then he's suddenly Bailey's John Lovitz. He's like, "I'm gonna sleep.
He can.
Fuck you."
Oh.
He
And
can
it's-
speak to dogs.
Yeah.
That's his. Instead of being Superman, he can speak to dogs.
He is a literal dog whisperer.
And
It's
his
a
weakness
CGI.
is everything else.
Yes.
CGI dog speaking movies,
Yeah.
and just no, so bad.
Yeah. Because the lips do
No.
move. He's like the. He looks just like the dog on the Bush's Beans commercial.
Oh,
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah. The one
God.
who always wants to give away the recipe,
Correct.
and then
Dogs
the
have no concept
evil,
of
greedy owner
espionage.
wants to keep it.
corporate espionage. They have
Yeah.
no concept.
But yeah. So clearly Bailey was the test run for Bush's Beans' commercial campaign.
clearly.
Clearly. I thought it was 100%. Yeah,
Poor-
absolutely obvious
Yes.
that
Poor
was the case.
Constance.
Yes.
Poor Constance. What's her name? She's dead. Pennington. Constance Pennington.
Yeah, this is they're he's waking him up so they can go read the will.
Watch the will video.
The will video.
Yeah, you gotta watch the will video.
That's right.
Man, one day I hope I get to make a will video.
I when the old lady, she's telling everybody, she reaches up to her, grab her brooch, and I thought she's like, oh, let's end this on a happy note. And she reaches up to grab it, and I thought for a second she's gonna pop open her top, and I was like, whoa, where's this movie going? That's weird.
You're the only one that thought.
I
How
did
much
not-
have
I
you
was
had to
not-
drink?
I wasn't sure
They're
that was.
wild.
I
I was
wasn't
not
sure what
thinking
was going to
this.
happen at that point.
That was the last thing I was hoping would happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally honest with you here.
I wasn't sure where it was going. I was like, no, please.
I
don't
knew
do
it
that.
wasn't going there. Yeah, that's what I knew.
It's Canada. They have a
G-rated
very-
Bailey's Billions.
they have a very different
The G
standard
rating
of
is
moving.
different up in Canada, isn't
Yes.
it?
They're
but-
much more looser with that sort of thing.
But old lady titties were not going to be popping
Yeah.
out in this movie. That's
But yeah, at this point, we've also been introduced to Jennifer Tilly and Tim Curry, who are husband and wife. Tim Curry is the nephew of Constance.
Casper.
Yeah.
Tim Curry is also doing a really lazy job of concealing his very British accent.
At the start, he goes over the top American accent for
He
like
does.
the first 6 lines that he has.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just, well, whatever he decides
Yeah.
to do in that give and take. Is,
There's probably a point where the director's like, well, Tim, you need to do it. And he's like,
I'm Tim fucking
like-
Curry.
I was in Clue.
That's right. I do what I want.
I was in Clue.
You hire me for my curriness.
Were you in Clue? Were you in Legend? No.
I was the devil.
Exactly. And then the director's like,
I don't know
"All
why
right."
he's Michael Caine, but
But then the director's like, all right, Tim, you do what you want, buddy. So Tim Curry does what he wants. And so does Jennifer Tilly, because the two of them, like,
Wow.
they're like wind-up toys.
They
That,
are
you know, they're that
chewing
point where the
scenery.
spring's about to break and you let it loose and it's just like... That's them in this entire movie.
yeah. She has one tone to her voice, except when she angrily whispers. But for the most part, when it's just you just flip the Jennifer Tilly switch and she just
Yeah.
and it just goes, and you're just like, okay,
Oh, God, it's so bad.
Wait
And
for her to wind down.
Somebody at some point said they must have been paying her by the word.
Yeah.
Because
That would've
she
been
is...
Walt.
She was spitting out dialogue.
Wow.
Well, I should just say monologue, because there is one
Oh,
point
yeah.
where she's following Tim Curry like through a stairwell and
Oh, God.
all this
she
other
doesn't
stuff.
shut up that entire time.
And every
She
scene
talks
she's
nonstop
in,
for a
just
solid 90
going
seconds.
And going and going.
And yeah, they had to have paid her by the word, because she just has more dialogue than anybody else in this movie by about 3 times, I would guess.
Yeah.
And the best costumes.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, they get the will read, and she says, "Oh, my maid and her husband,
Mouse.
you guys are great. You get 50,000 each, and you get 1% of all my stock holdings."
Hooray.
Which, yeah, why even bother with the
Cash,
50,000?
you know.
Yeah.
Cash is king. They're old, so they got to have some cash.
right away, they can go out and have
cash
a
that stock.
spree.
Right. And then the investments are for their retirement, which should be now.
Yeah, they're old enough. They should be retired anyway. She should have just said,
You may go.
cash out
Yeah.
this 1%. This is like $100 million. Go.
Yeah.
Because she is clearly a billionaire. Or at
And
least
they are
it's
clearly
implied.
old.
Yeah, and they're clearly old as shit. But,
Quite.
and then she says how money has spoiled Casper and he's never handled it well, so he gets to run the business and he doesn't get anything else.
The foundation.
And then they're like, "Oh, what the shit?" And then she then gives everything else to her beloved companion, Bailey.
What? And that's
Because
how
he
it
was the
gets.
only thing who loved her.
And his caretaker,
her
Dean
sword
Cain.
and shield, she says.
And his caretaker, Dean Cain, who?
His dog, linguist?
Dog whisperer? I
Dog
don't-
whisperer?
Did
Dog
they actually give him a
psychologist?
proper title?
Yeah, he's
was
the
a-
dog linguist.
Behaviorist?
Yeah.
Behaviorist.
Animal behaviorist.
Animal behaviorist,
Okay.
yeah. He's the
Yes.
dog whisperer. He's Caesar Milan or whatever.
Mhm, yeah, that guy.
But he thinks he can actually speak
But yeah.
to dogs, but he's crazy.
Oh, but he can't.
But he can.
Oh, he can speak to
Because
dogs.
we, the audience, can also understand dogs.
Yeah, but it's group hallucination.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a very specific theory about this.
Okay.
We'll get to it later.
Oh.
But, so yes.
Well, we'll be
We'll
on
get to
the
it
edge
later.
of our seats
We'll get to
here
it
for the
later,
rest of
don't
the
worry.
podcast.
But yeah, so they angrily storm off because, you know what, she just gave $1 billion to a goddamn golden retriever.
She's barking mad.
Well,
Do you want to come back, Walt, or are you like trying to get kicked off?
I don't know if I want to come back after this movie. I had a really good time the first 2 times, but
this is what we
The-
do.
I don't
This is
Yeah,
what we do.
We
Walt.
trick you. We trick
feel
you.
good in my soul.
So yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
Bailey's a millionaire, a billionaire.
Bubba billion.
Yeah, a billionaire. And so they're immediately hatching schemes for how to get the money. So they're trying to figure out all the ways they can sue to get it. And Tim Curry's like, no, she's figured it all out. She knew I'm a lawyer and I would sue her and
A bad
can't
lawyer.
do anything. So then they all go to work at ARF.
The Animal Research and Rescue Foundation.
Yes, where Laurie Holden is now the
Office
front
manager.
desk office manager type person
Who doesn't answer phones.
never answers a single phone despite multiple phones ring throughout the course of the movie. Never answers it once. Even when asked to answer the phones.
No, she answered the phone once.
Yeah.
Once?
Once.
Yeah.
Once.
think
it
It
was
rang like a million times, but she only
Not even once. Laurie
Never.
Holden.
Not once.
But anyway, yeah, she's setting up they have a board meeting, and she's setting up Bailey's dog dish in front of the
Oh, it's silver plated.
yeah in front of his CEO seat.
Etched.
Oh, this is a great scene.
Yeah, and Dean Cain and the dog are driving in, and he has decided they need to get dressed up so he can look the part. So he's got short sleeves and the world's shortest tie on, and he's wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs hat.
In Ontario.
Even though they're in Ontario, which is not cool. That doesn't go over well. That's like wearing a Yankees hat in Red Sox territory or vice versa. Just not done.
Bailey's wearing a hat too.
Guys,
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but
Guys.
Toronto is part of Ontario.
No, I don't know shit about Canada, actually.
No,
There you go.
I'm pretty sure Canada's made up to keep people from going too far north.
It's a fictional country.
That I will believe, but in the fictional
My understanding
country
is
of
they are
Canada,
in the Yukon territory.
that is also correct. All of Canada is in the Yukon.
Okay.
In this land, dogs talk.
That's why you don't want to go to Canada.
All right,
A,
so-
it's fictional. B, dogs talk.
So he is a fair weather Toronto Maple Leafs fan in Ontario.
yes.
But yeah, he's
Geography cast.
he's all dressed up in his hat. And Bailey is also dressed up in his hat. And I guess they're supposed to be sunglasses, but they look more like swim goggles.
They are officially they're sunglasses for dogs, and they're straps so that they will stay on the dog's head no matter how much they scratch.
It sounds like you know a lot about dog sunglasses.
I do know about dog sunglasses. They're very similar to baby sunglasses in that you don't want either the dog or the baby to take the sunglasses off, so you strap them to their heads.
Do you use glue? or
No,
anything?
you shouldn't use
What kind
glue.
of adhesive would you use to secure them to a baby or canine?
Double-sided tape.
Double-sided tape, yeah.
Okay,
Because that way you can just...
makes sense.
Got to do it fast so it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. So anyway, they have their board meeting, and basically it's brought up that, the trust fund's empty. The books seem to be cooked, but we're just going to keep going with this. Because, Tim Curry's like, oh, no, well, we moved it to the offshore account, and
Like you do.
yeah.
Jennifer
it
Tilly
was-
goes on a rant about taxes that just is one tone and never ends.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about taxes? I know taxes. We moved it because of taxes. Taxes.
Mhm. And they say, well, you should have told us. And that's the end of that.
The board's
So-
like,
Problem solved.
all right.
Yeah, and from this
we got a
point...
dog as our CEO. I don't think this is a big deal.
From this point, it's all meet cute with... Bailey needs to find a girlfriend, apparently, according to Dean Cain. And Dean Cain needs to find a girlfriend because he's the dorkiest guy on the planet.
Yeah.
Laurie Holden is the only other woman remotely his age in this movie, so...
Please don't skip past how that scene ends with them all shaking Bailey's hand.
Yeah, okay, yes. Leaving the boardroom.
And the sound effect as their heads turn to look back at the dog several times. Oh,
Yeah, but when they're all leaving the boardroom, Bailey is standing in the doorway, shaking hands with each of them as they walk out.
Shaking the wrong hand. Shaking the left hand. Bad dog.
that's how you demonstrate leadership.
It's Canada.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a Canadian
sorry, I
handshake.
Shaking
forgot.
goes the other way.
Canadian handshake.
Just like Maple Leafs fans.
Yeah.
Their toilets flush.
They all
the wrong
shake
way.
hands left and
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and you
that's-
have to pull that lever up instead of pushing it down.
They drive in the center of the road.
Yeah, they drive just
Sounds
above each other.
dangerous.
There's not a lot of cars in Canada. They get away with it.
It's made up anyway. It doesn't matter.
America's hat.
So after the
So-
so after the board meeting,
Yeah, after the board meeting, I don't know.
Okay.
The daughter of Laurie Holden has made friends with some kid who wants to be like an investigative reporter, and
Some kid who has no family or parents or
he does, but they're very
Rules.
absentee.
he's got a sweet digital camera.
Yeah,
he does. It's
but
pretty,
this kid
pretty
also like she's like, yeah, I just moved here, something, and he goes, oh yeah, I know, I looked you up on Google.
You're in my class.
Yeah, you're in my class, and your mom's the monkey lady, and this girl's like,
Don't Google me.
yeah, don't Google me. You're weird. Get away from me. And then they're friends
Monkey
the next
lady.
scene.
Best buddies.
Yeah, because he's the only friend she has, and apparently she's the only friend he has. But yeah, these kids will be important later. But yeah, after the board meeting,
No,
that's-
they won't.
Yeah, I guess.
Really?
They
Those
show
kids
up
will
in
never
the
be
plot.
important.
Those kids show up in the plot.
Okay.
Let's just put it
okay.
that way.
That's fair.
Yeah, plot happens because of kids. But yeah, this is when we find out where all the money has gone. Is that Jennifer Tilly and Tim Curry have decided to start a puppy mill in the basement of the Rescue Foundation.
Abandoned warehouse.
Yeah, because
next
that's a
door.
good idea.
But it's like a puppy carnival down there. It is. Whatever they
It's
think.
like the
It's a puppy go round.
it's like the Batman and Robin
Yeah.
movie version of a puppy mill.
yes.
Because there's like neon lights and bubbles and steam
There's
and
cages on carousels
Opera.
just going around and around in circles for some reason. It's like they describe what puppy mills are early on. Like they're like puppy mills. They're these terrible things, and here's what happens in them. And then they show this evil corporate puppy mill, and it kind of looks like probably what half the doggy daycare centers in America are. Just dogs chasing bubbles and neon lights and shit.
Yeah.
It's weird.
yeah. And apparently it's losing money horribly.
Well, they're not
But-
getting the dogs out fast enough because there's a guy in there that really loves the dogs.
Yeah, there's weird opera guy.
Yeah, he really loves those dogs.
Yeah, like a bald, slow guy.
Just singing opera and doing Lion King things with the dogs.
Yeah, he does. He does present them to the circle of life.
Yeah.
But I don't get their plan. Let me be honest here.
All the puppies.
They sell all the puppies.
Make all
They're
the
going to make
puppies.
billions selling
Bailey's
puppies.
billions.
So they're selling sick puppies.
Yeah.
They're not sick. They're just bubbled.
If they sell sick puppies, then they can sell
I know
more
they
puppies.
can sell them quicker.
Yeah. Because
But-
that puppy
Oh,
died.
that's the evil
But
genius.
clearly
buy
the
another
puppies aren't selling.
I don't know. They seem to be shipping puppies all over.
All over
How
the
are they
world.
I just
losing all
don't.
the money?
I don't know.
Because they're
Is it
spending
because the bubble machine costs
no,
too much?
because they're spending on it on their extravagant lifestyles.
Probably.
And they spent
Remote
all this
control
money
boats.
thinking they were going to inherit that money. But
Okay.
because it all went to the dog, they're like, oh crap, we spent all this money to start our puppy mill business, and now we have to pay back our creditors, and what are we going to do?
All right,
Die.
that makes a little more sense.
Die. Horrible, horrible death.
I paid attention
Yeah.
to the plot.
What?
Man, you're the only
Glad
one.
somebody did.
Man.
Jeez.
That's why I'm here.
I paid attention like I paid in Canada class. I don't know shit.
Went to Canada class?
It's
I
cheaper
did.
than
I'll tell you
regular
what I
American class.
I just learned that Toronto is in Ontario. When I've heard-
Canada class apparently is this podcast right now.
The more you know.
Welcome to
So
Canada.
he's not paying any.
I will
any
admit, like
attention.
Walt being so convinced about it, like convinced me too. He was like, "Yeah, they hate each other there."
Were you not listening to Walt through the movie? He was very convinced on a lot of things about this movie.
Yes,
that he
Walt,
was wrong
Walt
about.
thought like every woman with curly hair was Minnie Driver.
No. Just that one.
every
just the
chick
one.
with
Just that
long
one lady
blonde
was
hair
Minnie Driver.
was Lisa Kudrow.
That was Lisa Kudrow.
No, it totally was
It
not.
was totally Lisa Kudrow. And the bald guy was John Locke from Lost. Totally dead ringer. I mean, they
do
do
you have
amazing.
an optometrist?
They do
Can you
amazing
call the
things.
optometrist?
They do
for me?
amazing things with makeup in Canada. You know, once you cross the border,
No, I'm not
It-
buying any of it.
reality
sorry.
is not the
buying
same.
any of it.
No,
Walt.
no.
So yeah, so that's the plot. They have a puppy mill. They want the money. Bailey's got the money. Fuck all y'all.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Fuck the
plot.
puppies.
Fuck
That-
all y'all.
Yeah. And yeah, Dean Cain has to get with Laurie Holden.
Is the date next? They go to the house and they have
Yeah.
the dates.
I guess.
No, they have the car ride. They have the awkward car ride.
Okay.
They have the awkward car ride. Is that what's next?
Yeah, they meet him on the street.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They meet on the street and they're having a
Yeah.
conversation.
I don't even want to talk. Yeah.
Oh, did we skip the scene where Bailey and
I hope we did.
what's the female dog's name where they meet
Tessa?
and Tessa, where Bailey and Tessa meet each other and they go up into the clouds and
Okay,
paw
yeah.
at one another.
Yeah, the
Hearts
first
and
time Bailey
bones
sees
and
her,
clouds.
They had
float
heavenly
around
dog
and,
sex.
and
It was weird.
Which Dean Cain has one of those later on when he sees Laurie
Oh,
Holden
that
in
was-
the street,
that
where
was
they're
great.
both wearing angel wings running down the beach, but he keeps tripping and falling.
Because he's klutzy.
brilliant,
'Cause he's-
brilliant Bailey's billions.
But yeah, eventually it gets set up that they have a dinner date at Laurie Holden's house. So he gets cleaned up and looks like good-looking Dean Cain.
Makeup
Yeah,
montage.
and so he shows up and she's like, "Whoa!"
Took her
He's
glasses
actually-
off and
yeah,
put a shirt on.
How about that? He's Superman. And yeah, they all get along great.
They're just
Romance
about
is
to
blooming.
kiss.
And
Bailey pees on something.
starts pissing on something.
Which sounds like a goddamn fire hose. I thought he'd like open up a sprinkler head or something, but he's just like, yeah, baby.
And I thought they
that
were
feels
inside the
good."
house, and I thought he was just like soiling a carpet. Was what I thought was going to be happening, but no.
No,
suddenly
he
he's
was
outside.
in the backyard staring at them, just be like, "Watch me."
Yeah.
pee."
And I don't even.
What? You're
I
all right?
don't even know what else happened. This
Well, just
this
skip to the
movie
end.
was so much longer. I don't know what was the actual runtime on
90
Bailey?
minutes.
So much.
90
3
minutes?
hours.
90
so
minutes.
It was really
many
90 minutes?
dead
90 minutes.
Scenes. So
It's-
many unnecessary
Because
scenes.
there's so much that happens in this first hour that means nothing.
Nothing.
Because they don't introduce conflict to the plot. You know, because Jennifer Tilly and Tim Curry argue a lot in the beginning and say, "Oh, we need to do this," and he's like, "No, we can't," and they don't do anything until finally they're like, "Oh, wait, if we kidnap the dog, then they'll declare Dean Cain unfit to preside over
An
the dog
unfit
as
mother
its
and
guardian."
take his
Yes.
child away from
yes,
him
because
and
it's already
put
been
it in
established.
foster
Because,
home.
and also, yes, Max Baker is following Laurie Holden around, stalking her
Oh yeah, he bugs her house.
Sitting outside her house, and he's like, "I'm here to check up on your child, see if you're still a fit mother or not." And like, we'll barge in at midnight at her house and be like, "Do you know where your child is? You're an unfit mother." And so that's the main conflict through the first half is her kid just running out of the house and doing whatever the hell she wants because Laurie Holden is kind of an unfit mother. But
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not very.
yeah,
good.
Max Baker trying to declare her an unfit mother for no particular reason other than she must have shot him down in high school. And they finally decide, okay, we need to kidnap Bailey because that'll make Dean Cain an unfit mother.
Exactly.
And now everyone's unfit for anything.
Did she go to high
Brilliant.
school in England?
It's somewhere in Canada, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Saskatchewan.
Because Max is the Britishest person in the movie, despite Tim Curry actually being in the movie. They should have switched roles, I think. I think Max should have been the bumbling...
Yeah, but I think Tim Curry was like,
he's
I
not-
want to work with Jennifer Tilly. I want to hug her a lot.
You know what? I think
Oh,
the
man,
two of
that-
them actually had fun together.
They clearly
Probably.
did.
They had fun together making this movie, just being insane and being like, fuck that director.
Because they
little,
could give zero shits about it.
A little affection gesture.
The
They were just making boat money.
Yeah.
And they fall in the pool.
and then they
That's-
grab each other and jump several times.
That's
Yeah.
what you would do if you were in a scene
So-
with Jennifer Tilly. That's what I would do.
That's what I do with my wife.
Yeah, the kids have discovered the puppy mill in the basement. They end up Jennifer Tilly and Tim Curry end up kidnapping Bailey because Bailey's a fucking idiot.
Bailey's like, dude, cats. Let's
Yeah.
go get the cats, yoink.
Was it established that they made themselves smell like cats?
No.
Or
Nope.
was he just like,
He
hey,
was just
cats?
like, hey, cats. He hates cats. Hates them. He's
Yeah,
going to
they-
use his billions to eradicate cats from
Oh,
the
that's
planet.
right. That was his plan.
So-
Genocide.
Yes.
Actual genocide.
Correct.
Was Bailey's plan.
Yeah.
So Bailey, unfit CEO,
About midway through,
unfit billionaire.
Bailey does get a bit of a power trip where he just acts like he no longer gives any fucks at all. He's not cute, cuddly puppy.
No.
He's saying some things that are kind of not appropriate
Not at all.
for a CEO of a major
Yeah.
corporation.
Especially the things... No, I can't say that joke. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
It's gonna get
Censored.
cut.
Censored
Say it, it'll
myself.
just get cut
Yeah,
anyway.
It's already gone. Oh man, that joke! Jesus, I wish we could
Oh
air
my
it.
God.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Jeez, I can't believe you'd say that.
let's try to go on.
Send it to me. I won't be back.
So yeah, they kidnap Bailey. Everyone is down. And it's also one of those cases of, my favorite thing in movies where all evidence to the contrary, except for one thing, that someone who's untrustworthy and everyone knows it tells somebody, but they immediately believe the least trustworthy person on the planet. You go, oh well. Yeah. So they do that with Dean Cain, where you realize because he's the only one who can talk to the dog that he's full of shit, and the dog, he just does whatever he wants, right? Which kind of makes some sense, but it's still like Laurie Holden's just like, yeah, that guy's full of shit, isn't he? Yeah.
They make fun of him throughout the whole movie. Like, oh, he's wacky. He's crazy. He thinks he can talk to dogs. And he's supposed to be our hero?
I guess,
Sort
but
of.
compared to everyone else, he's probably the most altruistic out of anybody.
He's a nice guy.
Like it's not like he had been
Very nice.
mismanaging the company. Yeah. But
Yeah, he's
obviously,
trying to do the right thing.
Yeah,
and he's
obviously
even
they won't
like...
pin it on him.
Well, he's even like when Bailey says stupid shit, he's misinterpreting for the good of the foundation.
There's a lot of those jokes where
He's
the
a
dog
good
is like,
filter.
Yeah,
"Hey,
the dog's
go, go roll in mud, you dumb cow," and he's like, Bailey says thank you.
yeah.
So there's a lot of that.
Bailey spends a lot of time calling people hairballs, which doesn't seem to make sense coming from a dog. I don't know how much dogs know about hairballs.
Well, something that,
but
that
Sure.
comes out of
It's one of his
cat.
cat insults.
Yeah.
He
must
just
be a
wants
bad
A
thing.
kinsult.
Right.
Ah. My dogs are racist.
I'll show myself out.
It's right over there.
So, yeah, they successfully kidnap Bailey. The kids break into the puppy mill where they're keeping Bailey, but then they get themselves locked in because they forget the code to get out.
Correct.
Because they're idiots.
Yeah. Laurie Holden
children.
can't find him. Dean Cain gets hit on the head before he can even show up there.
By nobody.
That is never even explained.
Nope.
Because very clearly
magic pipe.
Jennifer Tilly and Tim Curry are inside the building.
Correct.
Someone clubs him in the back of the head, and then the...
Oh, it's Max. Max Magician.
What?
No, it's Max, the evil
Max
British
Baker.
guy.
Was
Max British.
The evil
He
social
wasn't
worker.
involved in any of that.
He was
Why not?
involved in trying to make the. He was trying to steal.
Yeah, he went
He'll
to them.
do anything for
what's her
children
name?
Yeah.
to protect children.
Yeah, at
He'll
some
steal
point they
children
just
thing.
they fire Laurie
He's the
Holden
child catcher.
just out of spite, just to be dicks. They fire Laurie Holden,
Yeah.
and then the dog catcher goes to them, or not dog catcher,
The child
whatever,
catcher.
Kid
Yeah,
catcher.
the social worker guy.
Sure.
He goes to them and he's just like, I want to find out about her to make sure. Like, I want to find a way to take this child away from this woman.
And they're like, well,
They're like, well,
let us help
best
you.
thing ever.
This sounds fantastic.
Jennifer Tilly seductively falls down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Can we take a moment to talk about Jennifer Tilly's outfits
We can.
in this movie?
we can.
Go right
All
ahead.
right, so let's see if I can remember some of that. The first outfit she has has got the mink stole, which Bailey pulls off of her, and she goes into full on crazy sped up helicopter
Oh, she does
mode.
the cartoon helicopter. mode.
Great. When they're in the CEO boardroom, she has a giant plastic feather headdress. Great. She comes in and berates Lauren Holden with a hand hat. It's a hat that
yeah.
looks like a hand.
It's got like a felt hand.
It's got
on
like a
top
felt
of it.
hand on top of her head.
Like a
Yeah,
flapper
is that
hat,
when she
sort of.
fires her?
That's
is she
when,
wearing that?
No, she just says, you're an administrative assistant, which means you assist with administrating. I don't know. It's terrible.
The hand has a big diamond ring on it.
Big
too.
diamond rings
Which is
and
fantastic.
jewel
Yeah.
nets. What else is she wearing? Those are the most memorable.
She has a bathing suit at one
She has a bathing suit. She does wear a bathing suit. She hits the boom.
Very nice low cut.
she takes off her cover up and hits the boom mic with it.
Yeah. They actually lose sound for a second. It's quite a charming little
Yeah.
fuck up in the movie.
They were probably both so drunk on set. They're just like, we're not doing another take.
Yeah, no, Jesus. We're lucky she even said the words. Throw her in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, they get Bailey, and then they go, all right, now we're going to go to the court and get him declared unfit and get a retrial and get the will overthrown
Yes. get a
and
retrial.
we'll get all the money.
Yep.
Hooray!
This works
Yeah, it kind of
because
does.
justice moves quick in Canada or wherever they are because
Canada.
this has all happened in the span of one day. But basically, it happened that night that they kidnapped the dog, kidnapped these people,
Went on TV.
went on TV begging the dog to come back, and then are in the court that afternoon
Well, everyone's in line.
getting the hearing.
Yeah, everyone's in line for health care. So the courts are just, please come in. Want to try something?
Yeah.
Chuck, do the Jennifer Tilly impression.
What?
When she wants the dog back. The acting impression. Oh, bring our dog back.
She gives this impassioned plea on
Plaintive
television.
wail.
It's pretty good.
Oh man, it's so good.
They're both pretty good in this
No.
overly convincing, we love this dog, please return the dog to us. Flip up a picture of dog.
Yeah.
Look at our beloved Bailey.
But yeah, so and the whole time during this court scene, the judge is cracking walnuts with his gavel.
Why?
And they're flying all over the courtroom.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
not
know,
even
but-
like cracking walnuts to eat them. He's just smashing the shit out of them with
Yes.
the gavel. Over
Like
and
people in
over
the
again.
audience are getting pelted by.
I'm pretty sure it hit Minnie Driver in the eye one time.
Yeah.
The Canadian court system is funded by walnuts.
Oh, is it walnut based?
Yeah.
Like whichever side gets the most walnut crumbs at the end wins?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really just sort of like how you judge witches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Your
It's just-
punishment
if
is
the plaintiff
10
weighs the
bushels of
same
walnuts.
as
Yeah,
as
but
the
he's-
walnuts scraped off the
He's
floor.
just
at the end of
hitting walnuts throughout the trial, and whatever side has the most crap on it.
I should put a better attention in Canada class.
You should have, because this shit is
because
fascinating.
it's happening right now. Canada
Yeah.
class.
Canada class.
Man,
They have colored money.
Welcome
It's
to
different
BMF
colors.
class.
That's
everybody
racist.
has colored money with the U.S.
What?
It's different sizes too.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
It's like Monopoly money.
Yeah.
We're just trying to keep blind people out of the U.S. Or keep blind people out of the monetary
No,
system.
we're just trying to scam blind people.
That too.
Yeah.
Huh.
You gave me a 20.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
$100 back. Right, that's the ticket.
Yeah, it all comes back to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Best
So
John
for-
Lovitz tonight.
But
You're
because
welcome.
Bailey has been, they chloroformed Bailey, by the way.
That was great.
When they caught him.
Hey
They
Bailey, does this
chloroformed
smell like
everyone.
chloroform
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, and they,
'Cause, like,
they
Lori
chloroform
Holden-
Lori Holden when she shows up.
She's
Why
like-
get her children?
Yeah.
Don't they
she's
get her
like-
twice?
Well, they get her at least what it's like. Hi, what's going on?
Yeah, so through the second half of the movie, well, the third act of the movie, Bailey is out of commission. Like, there's very little John Lovitz.
Yeah.
There's very little John Lovitz. Just period.
Bailey
I mean,
is not the focus of this movie.
No.
Like, he's talked about a lot.
His
but
billions are the focus of
Yeah.
this movie.
Bailey's. Well, that's I guess
It's
that's
like
accurate.
it's like
yeah.
Brewster's Millions.
Right.
Brewster isn't.
apparently cheap animal animation, speaking animation is much, much more expensive in Canada. Much, much more difficult to do.
Yeah.
I would have thought he would have been cracking jokes left and right. I mean, but
You would
no.
think, but John Lovitz is very reserved in this role.
Yeah.
But
subtle.
he's not really in it that much near the end of it anyway. But so they go through and establish to the judge that, hey, he can say whatever he wants and nobody can contest it because nobody speaks dog, and he probably doesn't either because he's a crazy person. The judge is like, yeah, that's kind of weird. That
makes sense.
Yeah.
Nobody speaks dog.
And then they're like, is he going to show up for this hearing? And they're like, nah, he's busy trying to save Lori Holden, who is murdering the bald dude who was singing opera.
Send him to Cucamonga.
Yeah, they sent him through a packing machine.
Which will comically pack anything
Yeah.
you put in.
Puppy packing.
Of course,
machine.
So-
because it's a cartoon.
So he's suffocated in packing material, most likely.
He's dead.
because he is never seen again.
But he's dead.
But yeah, Dean Cain happens to pull up at the same time, say, "Oh, hey guys, oh
He gets
crap,
adopted
I
by
need
a
to
nice
get to
family
the
estate.
I need to get to the hearing."
Yeah.
At this point, Jennifer Tilly brings in Bailey and is like, "Oh, Bailey came to me and ran to me, and he loves me, and
We saved.
we
him.
saved Bailey," which no one finds suspicious in any way. And the
No,
judge
they're
is like,
hooray.
the judge.
that
I kind of
wraps
like that the
things up.
judge is just like, "Oh, good, that means this is over. Fuck yeah,
Play golf.
good, you guys, you win.
Yep.
Here you go. You
Yay.
get the dog. You
Here's
get
your
the
wallet.
money.
Yeah. Dean Cain never showed up, so I guess you win. I'm getting the fuck out.
Yeah."
Walnuts
To
for
which, of
everybody.
course, the girl shows up and she's like, "They run an inhumane puppy mill," and
Here's some pictures.
yeah, and that kid's camera suddenly comes in handy because he has taken pictures of the puppy mill. And,
That high quality digital kid.
yeah, and that is all the evidence they need to overturn everything. To
It's
which,
just pictures of dogs.
Yeah.
There's no like framing.
They're in
There's no
cages.
identifying anything.
And
But
there's a-
this is Canadian courts.
yeah,
and
under
as you
Canadian
all
law,
know,
that's okay.
Canadian is very similar to kangaroo, and because of the similarity between those words, they must run Canadian courts like kangaroo courts.
Gotcha.
It's true. The walnut says so.
Right.
Yep.
And this walnut sitting across from me said so too.
Waka, waka, waka.
Yeah, so suddenly Tim Curry
1930s
throws
vaudeville
himself
jokes.
at the mercy of the court, says it was all Jennifer Tilly's fault. And she freaks out and tries to run out of the courtroom after screaming at him that he's an idiot. And then the bailiff almost kind of tackles
Strategically snatches her
her.
up.
Yeah,
In her flattest area, which these days is not.
I think that guy
It's
goes
nowhere.
For,
Like
that dude goes for an ass grab. I'm
Sorry, Miss Tilly.
Yeah.
if you, I mean, even though she's kind of old hat,
Aw.
it's still if you get a
She's
chance to
never
grab,
old hat.
if you get a chance to grab Jennifer Tilly, you'll be like the millionth guy, but still.
Wow. No offense, Jennifer Tilly.
Jeez.
But
Wow. I'm just listening
Damn.
to this podcast.
Listen, I'm
You really
hoping-
hurt her feelings.
I'm hoping she listens and then like gets mad at us on Twitter or something. It's publicity
that'd be great.
for us.
Miss
If she
Tilly,
could stop
I just
playing
want you
poker
to
for
know-
2 seconds.
Nope, not happening. But yeah, so it's overturned, and then cut to 6 months later, and they're all living out on the farm.
Which means they're all dead.
So they actually have the farm
Dead.
that all those dogs go to.
Dead.
That is the farm.
Yep.
And even
Dead.
Max
It's
is
Puppy Love Ranch.
yeah. Max goes to go to the ranch too, and he's like, "Oh hey,
He
my
has to
friend."
run free with the
Yeah.
other dead dogs.
With
The other children.
With the other abandoned children.
Yes.
Yeah. Even
Were the
his
other children
absentee
that
dad-
died when you were
his
in
absentee dad drops him off.
elementary
He's
school?
like, "Here, run free, son."
Yep. Go to them.
Yeah.
Crossover.
Doesn't he? And John Edward was there, and it was a good, it was a grand old time had by everyone.
There were hints of that. The whole Dean Cain dream sequence where they're running with angels, that was foreshadowing.
They had angel wings.
They were dead.
I think this is all.
God.
That's the whole movie. That was my theory.
Yeah.
It's all taking place in Dean Cain's head.
They died on the way to the ARF corporate meeting.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Dean
Holy
Cain got hit in the head.
Yeah.
And that was the end.
And so he died.
Oh my God.
And now
Wow.
he's just a beep.
Beep. He's 40 beats
All
per
a
minute.
coma dream after like the
Yeah.
first 10 minutes.
It's like Dallas.
Wow.
Whoa.
My mind.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Yeah.
My God.
So with that revelation,
Nobody
Rose
shot.
anybody want to
God.
rate this?
Yes. We should all do that. Because it's in our charter.
Our charter? We have a
That's what they pay
charter.
us for.
I didn't sign anything.
That's what they pay us for.
Yeah.
You don't get paid shit. This is
All right, let's go in
Only like your
alphabetical
second time.
order.
starting with Walt.
That's right. Because in Canada, W is at the front of the
That's
alphabet.
right.
Yes.
All right,
Canadian.
so
WAFMQ.
I think throughout the movie, this movie, oh God, it's awful. The costume designer for Jennifer Tilly is the only thing that saves this thing from being full on 5. The scene with the bald guy singing opera and holding the puppies.
That makes
That was-
it worse.
That got a laugh.
That was pretty good. Was there anything else in the movie that we genuinely found amusing or entertaining in any way, shape, or form?
Kind of.
You'll tell. I'm sure you'll remember them, but I will give it 4 bags. Wow. It doesn't get 5 because of the scene with the bald guy singing opera and Jennifer Tilly's wardrobe.
It's a good box quote.
Yeah. So we're going to reverse alphabetical order. Is that how it's happening here?
Was that
We're going to reverse alphabetical order here. Is that how it's
Canadian?
Canadian
alphabetical order.
Canadian
alphabetical order.
alphabetical
Okay.
order,
So I guess
which
that
means
means-
Harlow actually has to go now.
Right. But
Thank you.
because of our charter, Harlow not being here, we default to you, sir.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Man. I'm going 3 bags. This is it feels really long. It feels really long because they should have introduced conflict earlier, and they don't. And then they just kind of go in circles for a while in the beginning, and then they go in circles for a while in the end. And the music, I can't overstate how overbearing the music in this is. And it's weird because, like, you can obviously this is a movie aimed at children. But there's a lot of stuff with Jennifer Tilly and Tim Curry where they're talking about fiduciary trusts and, like, all these things. They're like, kids have no idea what the fuck you're saying, and you're saying it for like 5
They
minutes
do not
straight.
give a shit. They do not give a shit. It's just
Yeah, kids want the dogs being cute, saying cute things, and the dogs kind of don't do shit in this movie.
no. The dog. It's so little dog.
Yeah,
They
I
also
wanted
make
more dog, so
not
3 bags.
They also make references to sexual acts that are not veiled well enough for children. Mm-hmm. Especially with the jumping together and going humpy 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 hump humpity hump hump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between 2 ratings right now.
5 bags and Dear Sweet Jesus 5 bags.
No, not quite that bad. Close.
4.5 and 4 3/4.
Yeah. Like there's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's not enough that's outright offensive and soul crushing about this movie to quite bring it to a 5, but it definitely is a 4. It's I'm just so tired of this movie.
Yeah.
It went on for 90 minutes. It really did feel like we were going to be here till 1 o'clock in the morning because
I'm pretty sure one of you had a birthday while we were here.
yeah, at least 2 birthdays. But
One of us had 2 birthdays while we were
yes,
here?
it's complicated. It's Canadian
Weird.
time.
I think we missed a week of August. We were
Dog
there
birthdays.
so long.
Yeah.
Dog birthdays.
Yeah. Canadian August. Can-August.
I'm gonna give it a jocks. I'm giving it a single jocks.
I'm
what
giving
the-
up on you.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you want to come back, Chuck?
Please tell us why,
I
Chuck.
don't
Please.
fucking care. I could probably point to 20 things in this movie that, albeit small, were not the worst thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of something like what we watched last week, Chomps, which was just basically pure torture, like that was solely aimed at kids and there was nothing in it redeemable whatsoever. And then I look at this and there were moments along the way where, yeah, the scene was bad, but there's a moment in the scene that's genuinely entertaining, even if it's just a moment. So it was not in any way soul-crushing to me because I knew that it seemed like at the very least the actors were having a good time. They weren't doing it to collect a paycheck. They were, I mean, they obviously were, but still they were all in on the dumbass movie.
Oh, they were acting their asses off, every single one of them.
Yeah, I mean, Jennifer Tilly does not need money. She absolutely doesn't need money. She's got Simpsons money. She doesn't have to come in and do anything ever again. So for I don't know. It's it's inconsequential. It doesn't. I would never watch it again. But if I had to sit down and make like a 10-minute video of it, I could. There's enough in it to where I could put together like, here's the best of Bailey's Billions.
10 minutes of Bailey's Billions.
Well,
Put that on the box.
as we established, there's a bunch of Bailey's Billions in this movie. I mean, it's just jammed pack of movie.
Did you say Jennifer Tilly has Simpsons money?
Yeah. She was married to like Sam Simon or something like that and then divorced him and then gets all the Simpsons money.
Okay, I got you. I
So
was like, I don't remember Jennifer Tilly
Yeah.
in anything Simpsons related.
Yeah.
Is that why she's in so many movies where she appears in a courtroom
Could be.
as the person who is getting money from somebody?
Could be. She may like
who
to just
deserves
rub
the
that
money.
in every scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be.
So waterboarding, pleasant compared to electro-testicle shock.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
All right. One jock.
One jock. I've
All right.
seen a hell of a lot
Comparatively.
worse. Last week we watched a hell of a lot worse than this.
I'm glad I wasn't here then.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, I
Holy
was-
crap.
The
Concerning-
worst thing our movies can be is boring.
Yeah.
The worst thing our movies can be is boring. And
This was getting boring.
It
At
was-
least,
it was long.
At least
It felt
conflict
long.
happened at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But there was at least an energy to this movie where stuff was happening, and maybe eventually at some point someone did something entertaining.
They definitely could have shaved about
An hour.
15 minutes off of this movie.
Oh, okay.
And they could have probably shaved one of the dogs, too. I don't know. That would have been amusing.
Well, the dog had a beard dicky.
That big chest beard.
What?
It was weird. I think they did it because they had 3 different dogs, and so they needed a way to make them all look the same, and they just had this.
Oh, so
this
they just
weird,
put the beard on
this
the
weird
dog?
saw that,
chest
yeah,
beard
that was-
thing. It was.
That was
Dog is
freaky. I
beard.
wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if retrievers had that naturally or it was just.
Some do kind of have like a mane, but that
This was
weird.
clearly like a hey, hang that on the dog. It'll be funny. All right, and we're rolling. So, yep.
All right.
So should we take a break?
I
Yeah.
think a break is a great idea.
Let's break.
Okay.
Break.
Break.
Fast break.
Jesus.
My ears.
Oh God.
How's that camera setup going there, Chuck?
I think it's all right.
Yeah.
The individual cameras keep freaking out, but I don't know.
What do you mean they keep freaking out?
They have this weird thing where they don't stay locked in focus. There's
they get out of focus sometimes.
there's something to fix that, but I don't have time to figure it out.
Yeah.
They don't pay me enough to run the boards.
Yep.
As long as we can get on the air, all our fan can listen along on the internet.
Just gonna be happy to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, motherfuckers!
Yup.
Woo woo! Guardians!
Do you have anything, Chuck?
Yes, the movies I told you about.
I remember one of them. What's the other one?
Noah and Nonstop.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got
Saw
it.
Noah?
I did.
Cool. I can't wait to hear about Noah.
I wonder if putting the $sign in our live stream link is like breaking the internet.
What's that?
Because I put the $sign in the title for
Oh,
the.
no.
I wonder if like code
Why did
everywhere
you
is
do
freaking
that?
out.
Oh, no.
Usually, Google is really good at translating that stuff.
Yeah.
Because they even have for their for some of their like web tools for creating tracking URLs and stuff, even for that, it automatically makes sure to handle special characters correctly. So I'd like to assume that they do that for.
I figured. It just looks funny, and I just for half a second was like, oh, we launched the missiles because of that.
Yeah, that's probably what
It's that code with $sign. Oh God. Do we get any additional emails?
We got enough.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah. The one we got, we already talked about that one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother with it.
Okay.
I will write that guy back, but
Right.
I'm not gonna do that one.
It was more like a personal request. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a, hey, read this.
Yeah. Man, Letterboxd is back.
Great.
Yeah.
Type out bullshit reviews and get
Can make
the
lists. I wish I could just ban that one guy from the site. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those like, fuck you, guy. Like I hate that good reviews of movies, you know, like Total Recall, get buried by him writing "Get your ass to Mars,"
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yep.
And getting like 175 likes on it. It's like, fuck you, guy. Fuck off.
Although, you know what? I don't blame that guy.
I
blame
know.
everyone who clicks like on that shit.
I know.
Because what the fuck is wrong with them? Like, yeah, this guy put forth the bare minimum of effort. Hooray. Good for you, sir.
Yep.
I'm on this site to celebrate you and your worthlessness.
Mm-hmm. I have not edited our IMDb list this year.
Oh, God.
The Letterboxd one is so much easier, and I don't have to put links in, but the links don't even work, so. Are you pointing at the camera?
Yeah. Like to give it a little something for the leaders.
Oh, God.
Wait, what, ladies?
There's probably a lady.
Oh God.
You guys have a huge female fan base. You know that?
Not really.
We have more female fan base than I figured we would have, let's put it that way.
That's... Yes.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
So we've got Kathy.
Mm-hmm. And...
Oh, that's about it.
Yeah, that's
All
more
right,
than I thought
Jody.
we would, yeah.
Jody made that awesome
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
graphic
right.
for us.
Yeah.
Jody.
Fart.
And there are a few others that we've gotten emails from.
Fanart.
Amy, I
That
think
is
follows
correct.
us all on Twitter, and a few
Yeah.
other people. So
B listens.
Hmm?
B listens.
B.
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 B,
Mrs. B.
My honeybee.
Mm.
Killer bee.
Ah, yes, you're Killer B.
she does listen.
She's
Yeah.
a nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because she likes you guys. You're
Really?
funny. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You-
that's no pressure.
You take her mind off the pain of working out.
Oh,
Oh.
Does she even lift, bro? Good.
Good. Glad to hear she does. Lift.
yeah. What'd she think of the movie
Of
on Saturday?
Guardians. It's hard. I didn't let her get much of a word in edgewise, but she really liked it.
Yeah.
She liked it. You know, I mean,
What? Excuse me, sorry. Just happened.
I saw something that said that that Guardians exit polling was 44% female, which is the highest ever rating for a Marvel Comics universe movie. That most of the movies are sweaty neckbeards.
Mm-hmm.
And but
Come on.
Actually, that's my movie review site.
but
Sweaty neckbeards.
Thought that was your Tumblr.
That too.
Animated gifs of sweaty neckbeards swishing to and fro. What?
I had this kid come on vacation with us this summer,
Really?
and he's crazy. You think it's just a meme online, but no. This poor kid. He's only 17, admittedly, but yeah, he's everything that the internet says.
Do you have like a wispy beard?
He has a wispy beard, but it's like 17 beard, so it like comes down and then like, oh, fun. You know, it's like really
Yeah.
patchy and sprungy, and I was like, oh man, is that a fedora on your Xbox avatar? And he's like,
No.
oh, yeah, those are cool. I was like, oh,
Did you
man.
teach him the ways of being a real fucking man? Like
What?
respecting people and
You know,
or did you just punch him repeatedly in the mouth?
I was drunk by 10. I'm not.
So you punched him
I wasn't
repeatedly in the
paid.
mouth.
I wasn't getting paid for all that. He's got a dad. I'll let his dad handle that shit.
Obviously his dad is fucking it up.
I did
And-
point out to my girls that don't ever bring fucktards like that around the house.
Okay. Well, at least you did something.
Yeah, so
bring
you're
it-
like, look at him. Never.
No, that's
Not
the
even
wrong
once.
end of the spectrum. There's big dumb jocks, and there's
dumb.
big dumb nerds, and you need to find one a little closer to the nerd side, but not this far.
Medium-sized, reasonably intelligent.
Damn.
You
Chuck.
need to find a nerd that
Well-rounded.
works
Nathan
out.
Drake doesn't like you.
No, he does not.
Holy shit.
I know. Sorry.
I've never seen your top 10 Jim Belushi videos video.
That was really good.
How old is that?
Few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "You idiot! Are you trying to be funny? You know you sound stupid, Sally. Jim rules, you retarded fuck."
Yeah, Sally.
Yeah. He told me. I'm Sally.
I love
Sally
when people use
Jerkface.
multiple exclamation points. And then he uses the very rare exclamation, question mark.
Oh.
Not
Oh.
often you
No,
see those
that
combined
one's-
in that manner.
No.
It's
Oh.
like an interrobang with an extra bang.
It's exciting and confusing.
It's like,
That guy's great.
yeah.
Yeah, Sally.
Yeah, Sally.
That's your new name, Sally.
All you ever do is
Boy.
ride around, Sally.
Yeah. It's not really even a joke.
Like-
It's just me naming 10 movies.
That have Jim Belushi in them.
There's just this period of time where people
What are you,
were just
BuzzFeed?
well, no. At the
Kinda.
time on YouTube, there were people who were just like holding up their DVD collection and just be like, "These are my top 10 favorite DVDs," and it would just be like, "Cocoon."
Wait, Cocoon is someone's top 10
But
favorite
they were just
DVD?
nonsense. They were just like, and so I was like, "Well, I'll do one for Jim Belushi." And so,
What
Just
are,
to be a...
what are 10?
no
be a weird
reason. I
person.
don't have anything against Jim Belushi.
What are Jim Belushi
So-
movies? Not counting.
I actually
Red
named
Heat,
There's
10
Red Heat.
K9.
Huh?
There's K9.
Red Heat,
Yeah.
K9.
Yeah.
What does he have? Mr.
Was he in
what is it?
Mr. Mom 2?
Mr. Destiny? Was he in that one?
I believe he was in Mr. Destiny.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
so
Or wait,
that's
is it Destiny Turns on the Radio? Is that the name of that one?
He was in that too, maybe.
4?
Mr. Destiny
He was destined for destiny.
Yeah. I'll
that
play
a
the
Jim
Hang
Belushi
on, I'll
movie?
play the fucking video.
Yeah. All right. This is awesome. This is awesome. It'll hold me over till 31.
No, you're going to get us a copyright claim now.
This is going to
On
hold
my
me
own
over.
video, I'll let it
You're
go.
going to send us a cease and desist on this video because we played your video.
The top 10 James Belushi best movies. Number 10, Jingle All the Way. Number 9, K9. Number 8, Canadian Bacon. Number 7, K911.
What?
Hey, that's not right. Is that an explosion behind them? Number 6, Race the Sun. Number 5, K-9:P period I period. Period. Number 4, Snow Dogs. Get ready for Mush Hour. Number 3, Curly Sue. Number 2, Abraxas. Guardian of the Universe.
Oh,
Number 1, Homer and Eddie, from the director of Tango and Cash.
So why is this guy so angry about that?
I don't know. I made that 4 years ago.
Man, that was before we even knew you, Chuck.
It has been 3 years since the last comment on the video, so someone is really pissed off all of a sudden.
Man.
Isn't Nathan Drake
Nathan
the
Drake.
protagonist from Uncharted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, Nathan Drake, you know what?
It's true.
Uncharted is a shittier version of Tomb Raider, and everyone was just playing it until the better Tomb Raider game came out. So there, stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
I'm on some list somewhere
You're-
where people have decided to troll me.
That's
I
a
don't know
goddamn. That was goddamn genius, Chuck.
why. Thanks.
I love it.
I don't know.
Aren't you nigh untrollable?
October cannot get here fast
Yeah,
enough.
no, I just always tweet those things out because people go like, what the hell? Jim Belushi, meh.
October cannot get here fast enough, sir. October cannot get here fast enough.
I'd forgotten half those jokes.
Yep. So, we want to do a second half?
Nah,
You got anything?
skip it.
Oh,
I can talk about kung fu.
Talk about
Kung fu
Guardians.
movies.
All
again.
right. We got like 4 emails. So,
do we
Okay.
have enough
let's
time?
not run out of time for emails.
Do we have enough time
We
in the
got-
first half, or should we go
have
back and talk about
27
Bailey's
we
Billions
have
some more?
37 minutes to crank this out.
Okay.
Word.
Let's do it. Let's hit it.
Yeah.
Got to take your ears off the flat. Yeah. You ready? You ready, buddy? Okay.
All right, welcome back.
Hey,
Yay!
BMFcast, second
The
half.
second half.
This is the half where we talk about things that weren't the movie that we watched and
And
talked
the cat
about in the
came
first
back.
half.
Better things.
Better
Yes.
things.
Wonderful
yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We
things.
are going to talk about some movies.
We
yes,
are.
And then we're going to do some correspondence.
Correspondence.
Yep.
We're going
Food
to
and
shake
green
out the
chicks.
old mail sack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shake that sack.
Air it
See
out.
what comes out.
Yeah. Waft a little bit of that sacky goodness over
Yeah.
onto the fans.
But before then,
Yeah?
we got some new release movies.
Oh, you guys are going to talk the big.
Oh,
Yeah.
The big one.
Oh boy.
Walt, Zark, and
Three
I
Cowboys.
went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hell yes, we did.
Yay, I'm
Holy crap, it was good.
over here.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm so jealous.
I was very glad that it lived up to my expectations for it.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. You know, I don't know if I had really high expectations or if I just had expectations of hoping that it would not fall flat on its face, because it very easily could have fallen flat on its face just with the tone that they went for. And but man, they knocked it out of the damn park. It was so good. It's
Yeah.
so good.
The best part, I thought, like, I remember watching the trailer and going, this looks like exactly my type of movie. Like, this looks like it was made by people that get me. And they didn't even spoil half of the great jokes
No,
in that movie.
no, it's
Because it is funny nonstop.
right. And a lot of action comedies are really funny in the first half. They're really funny in the first third half, 2/3 of the movie. But then at some point they just say, okay, dispense with all the amusement and let's get down to the action. Let's resolve the plot. Let's beat the villain. You know, let's,
Yeah.
you know, Bucky died, whatever, oops, spoiler alert. Whoever, loving partner dies, whatever. But even, up until the end, the entire way, every few minutes, there was a laugh out loud moment. It was just unbelievable. So good.
And yeah, and they did a great job of giving all the characters time to shine. I mean, Zoe Saldana's is probably the only one that doesn't quite match up to the rest of the group, because she kind of has to play the straight man throughout to everyone else, because, Chris Pratt is doing his Chris Pratt thing, but it's exactly what this movie needs, is in that you've got a guy who is willing to tell the movie that it's being stupid and
None of
kind of
this
get
makes
away
any
with it.
sense, but all right, I'm in it.
Yeah, yeah. And, and he kind of starts out, like, he could have just been a Han Solo character and just done that, and the movie would have been just great. But he adds a lot more layers to it, and he gives the connection that you need for something like this, where you need
Absolutely.
an everyman that's kind of like, well, shit. But
the
who
hell?
also gets to do some awesome stuff by the end of it.
Right.
And, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was really surprised at how they handled the tone of this movie, because, when you have this movie, they have to set up the conflict, and this conflict is really, really serious. They're going to kill everyone. Lots and lots of people are going to die. But this is a comedy, and they just handled very well the threat of billions of people dying in an instant, and at the same time being able to make silly jokes all along the way. And just amazing the way that they were able to move from comedy to serious and back again with little or no break in any sort of any action whatsoever. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they do so many things right, in that they're willing to undercut a dramatic moment with a joke.
Yes.
But not every single dramatic moment, because there's one near the end where I thought they were going to go for an easy joke, and they don't, and it makes that moment work 10 times better because they didn't undercut it at that point, which they do a lot earlier.
Trying to think of which moment you're talking about, but you can tell me later. So yeah,
It involves Rocket and Drax.
okay, yes, that's a really good moment.
Yeah.
That's a really good moment.
And yeah, Drax, Dave Bautista is...
He almost steals, and him and Bradley Cooper are just stealing the movie left and right. I mean, if that's possible.
Yeah.
And they all, and I'd say they all stole the movie. It was just amazing. I would have thought sooner somebody would have just been background, but nobody was background. Every single one of them. They've got that ensemble. Marvel has that ensemble cast plot, and giving everybody a few minutes to shine, everybody a few minutes to do something and be amazing and be funny and be cool. Everybody gets that 10-15 minutes, but just unbelievable. You got to go see it. I'm gonna go see it again.
It works. I think it works so well because it's really like the writing is stellar, and it's not improv based, waiting on someone to say something goofy.
Yes.
It's very much like all Drax's humor comes from the fact that this is a guy who his alien species or whatever doesn't understand how metaphors work. So when we say stupid Earth things, this happens more than once with him and other characters. But when they say, well, some things just go over his head, and he's like, no, nothing goes over my head. I have very good reflexes. There's just like the comedy comes from all the fish out of water stuff that they do with him and with Chris Pratt's character as well. That there's so much going on, and I think what I liked most about this is it feels very much like a throwback to early 80s like adventure fantasy type movies that they just don't make anymore.
I heard a lot of people throw out Ice Pirates, which is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
Yeah, because I think there's a bit of Star Wars in it, but there's not as much Star Wars as you would think. I think its roots are much more in stuff like Ice Pirates and even like Buckaroo Banzai, where it's this whole world is implied, and some of it, you've got to explain it because you don't want to lose people. But there's so much of it that's just allowed to exist and be like, yeah, there's this crazy thing. Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
It's not a big deal. Like, that's not important.
Yeah, and they really, the Marvel aspect of it gives it a slight framework of it, but because it's Marvel space, it's not nearly as well known as the Earth-based stuff. Captain America, everybody's got a pretty good idea of Iron Man and Captain America and those kind of things, but I mean, almost nobody knows anything about the Marvel space stuff, which is, it's just downright weird sometimes. And
yeah, I'll admit I know nothing about any of that. So it was weird to me to watch a Marvel movie and have no frame of reference for anything that was happening in it.
But it didn't matter if Marvel had nothing to do with this movie. This still would have been a good movie. It still would have been a well-written, and yeah, like you were saying, the improv stuff. And, I don't know if it was Bautista actually knowing how to act or James Gunn directing him. He had great timing on everything. It was very clearly, say this line right after he says this, say this in this way, say it right like this. So, because I don't know that Bautista's necessarily a great thespian, but
having seen some of his previous endeavors,
right? He's exactly what that character needed to be, though.
Right,
and that's the thing about so many of them, like Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel, for that matter. Like, there was a point where it just didn't even occur to me that they were these guys speaking lines. Like, they were those characters.
Yeah, it's great effects, really, really good effects all around. Just, you gotta go see this movie. It's so good. Yeah,
it's full of heart. It balances so many things. It was everything I would want in a movie, honestly. I can't think of anything that they did that I didn't like. The only thing I didn't like I could possibly complain about is I felt like Michael Rooker was just doing Merle from Walking Dead with blue paint on.
Yeah.
That's about the only complaint I could have about that movie, but that character was still fun.
He was doing a lot of it. He was doing it full bore, blue in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved Lee Pace as the villain. Lee Pace is I only know him as an actor from Pushing Daisies, which is an amazing television show. If you haven't seen it, Zooey Deschanel, Lee Pace, quirky.
He's on halt and catch fire as well right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a quirky little ABC drama that lasted for maybe 2 seasons, maybe only one. 2 seasons. just terrific. I mean, so many good things, and just this weird little conceptual show that you just don't see on television. That doesn't, it's too rare to live. It's just a really good little show.
Yeah.
But I thought he was great as this evil son of a bitch who wanted to kill everybody. Really surprising.
I thought he was a little dull, but I think that worked because the characters were so big for the good guys. And that's kind of been Marvel's thing.
Yeah.
Is they're always pushing their main characters above their villains. Like, unless Loki's involved, it's kind of like nobody even remembers the villain's name by the end of the movie, generally speaking. And it does fall into the whole, we got a big third act giant, all sorts of shit is blowing up, and we're going to end up destroying a city at the end type thing that all the Marvel movies have kind of slipped into at this point. And they also have the cosmic thing, the
MacGuffin.
Well, it's not really a MacGuffin, because a MacGuffin is something that doesn't matter, whereas these things actually matter. Like, if someone has it, then they're super powerful. A MacGuffin is just like,
just nothing that
it's inconsequential. It's strictly a plot device, and that's why I think calling them MacGuffins is a little off. But but there's still that whole fantasy films always have that one magical item that everything revolves around. Lord of the Rings is the friggin' title of the movie. It's got the thing in it, but
I think they were able to get away with a lot of with treating the city being destroyed and lots of people being in peril by making it another planet, so that it wasn't like, holy shit, they are destroying Chicago. I know that building. I know people that live around there, that sort of thing. Versus, oh, it's Zaxxaran. I don't know anything about Zaxxaran. That looks like a big building. I hope those pink chicks don't die.
Yeah. I know, it's fun. It's definitely worth seeing. I absolutely loved it. It was exactly the type of movie for me, and had everything I could possibly want in a big summer action adventure movie.
Yeah, it may be the best movie I've seen all year. That's just really, really good.
It's way up there.
Fun.
Yeah, it's one of the few that connected on the level that something like Scott Pilgrim did for me, where it feels like I would have loved to have been a part of making this. And it's one of those things where it just, because it feels like it's so in tune with my tastes, it feels like I would have gotten along with everyone that was there.
Excited to come to work.
Yeah.
First one there, last one to leave.
I've heard a lot of, or at least some positive comparisons to sort of the Firefly Serenity feel.
Yeah, I see that.
Is that a fair comparison in sort of a...
Yeah, for the
Lovable
most part,
rogues.
these guys are just in it for the money.
Lovable rogues.
And they're kind of just tossed together because that's the way things worked out. And yeah, I mean, there is a lot of, hey, we just want our little piece of the galaxy. And then eventually they realize well, if we don't do something, we don't get a galaxy anymore. Everything will be destroyed. So
Yeah.
Might as well.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
So,
cool.
so it's kind of the reluctant hero type thing going on. But they put a nice spin on all of it. So Chuck,
Yes, sir.
you got the other most recent stuff.
I watched a couple of new to blue
Yeah?
movies. I watched Noah,
Noah,
which is a...
from the director of Black Swan.
Yes.
How was that?
It's all right. It obviously, okay, so
It's based on a true story.
Like
the historical story
yeah.
is very briefly written. There's not a lot to work with there. So they had to fill in some gaps with some stuff, and they made that stuff sort of fantasy-esque, which I believe pissed off a lot of people, but I thought was pretty dope. They had big old rock lords and monsters and fire swords and all kinds of awesome shit. Anthony Hopkins just going fucking mental on things, and it's not one of those movies I was in Heaven's Waiting Room or whatever that movie is where the fucking kids are just like, I've seen Jesus. It's those Greg Kinnear movies that come out every 6 months where it's just like, oh, what happened to Greg Kinnear? This is not one of those. It's not like, oh, Russell Crowe's now making Jesus movies. No, he's making movies where he's fighting rock lords and, that kind of thing. And there's big epic battles and stuff like that.
It just seemed like a weird thing that wasn't going to please anybody. Because the people that wanted it for a religious thing are like, oh, what is all this other crap? And then the people that wanted all the other crap. We're like, oh, what's all this religious stuff in here? You know, it feels like it was one of those movies that kind of.
The weird thing is that the core story should please those people just fine. Like there's nothing in it that's like, oh, that just goes against my beliefs. No, it's about God is like, man has fucked up this world, and so I'm starting over, and this is how it's going to be done. Mm-hmm. It's not. There's nothing in it that's really like offensive on either side. It's not so Jesus-y that it's just like people who aren't of that persuasion are just going to be like, God, this movie's just so preachy. Mm-hmm. It's not that at all. And then the other side, I think the other side just gets offended because it's not their vision of what it should be or what they were told. Like, I know the story, but when it was playing out on screen, I'm like, I'm going to have to look at Wikipedia because I don't remember this at all. What is going on? So
was it a good movie? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was entertaining. The only flaw in it really is that the third act basically comes in the middle of the film, like the right before the flood, big epic battle, all this crazy shit happens, and then there's like another hour of movie, and you're like, what are they gonna do now? It's kind of like 2012, where it's like all the stuff that you expect to happen in 2012 happens, and then they get on boats, and it's like, well, wait, this movie's kind of over. As far as my knowledge of this movie, what are they going to do for the next 90 minutes? That's kind of what this movie is. It kind of slows down, and then there's never that sort of like third act of, wow, bigger than the action of the second half. That's its really only flaw.
Yeah. Peaks too early.
Yeah. But it's all right.
Yeah.
But then I watched Nonstop with Mr. Action Star Liam Neeson. That movie's really dumb.
I've heard that is like that movie is just pleasantly dumb.
But yes, dumb in the best way.
Yeah.
It's just like about 5 minutes in, you're like, oh, Liam Neeson, why are you still doing this? But about 6 minutes in, you're like, hell yeah, let's do this. This is just the stupidest thing. It's just it's one of those movies that's just so dumb that like if you wanted to sit there and nitpick it, you could just be angry. But if you just want to have a good time, just go with it.
Yeah.
It's pure nonsense, but it's very good at that nonsense. It's executing the nonsense in the best possible way. The reveal of the thing at the end is kind of like, oh, really? But then like it goes even crazier after that, so you're like, whatever. As long as that led to that, I'm okay with it. That's There's kind of a reveal where you're just like, ooh, that was badly written.
Yeah, that feels like a throwback because like the 90s had a lot of that type of stuff.
It's very executive decision-esque, which is a movie I just love. It's just Kurt Russell hiding in the underbelly of an airplane with this SWAT team, and he doesn't know anything about anything that's going on, and they're trying to defuse bombs and stuff, and like the bomb expert has been paralyzed. It's just dumb. It's just dumb airplane movie dumbness. So
that sounds great.
Yeah. Like, everyone's shifty-eyed, and it's just like, oh, I bet it's him now, and oh, I bet it's her, and then it's everyone, they're all guilty. What's going on? It's Liam Neeson's crazy. He's on drugs. What's happening? So,
any wolves in it?
Maybe. I don't want to give too much away. You don't get to see what's in the cargo area of the plane.
Is it a plane carrying wolves?
Spoiler-free cast.
Wolf snakes, perhaps?
Maybe.
Snakes and wolves teamed up.
I don't want to...
I've had it with these motherfucking wolves on these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
They're snake-riding wolves is what I'm saying.
Wait. The snakes would ride the wolves, wouldn't they?
Snake riding wolves.
How big are these snakes that the wolves can ride them?
That's why
Giant snakes.
Yeah, that's why you have to watch this movie.
That's where the crazy is.
But yeah, I mean, I'd recommend both those. I think for an afternoon, those are both pretty good.
Right on.
I like it. So BJ,
yeah,
you've been catching up on movies?
A little bit. I wouldn't say I've been catching up right now.
You got a new hobby, watching movies.
Yeah, I have.
Sweet.
I've gotten distracted from my list of shame in favor of kung fu movies because that's been what
absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No, there's no shame in that
Hell
game.
Yeah.
I've just really been in the mood for them, and I tried to watch. Iron Monkey 2 against some recommendations. I was like, you know what? It's Donnie Yen, and it's got Yen Wu-ping is the fight choreographer, but you don't actually get to see any of that amazing fight choreography because it's quick cuts and a heap and helping of unintelligible bullshit. I made it 41 minutes out of 90 into that movie before I actually shut it off, and I don't usually shut movies off. I'll usually stick it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Especially when it's only a 90-minute movie. I can understand if it's like Grandmaster, where it's like, all right, you're in for 2 hours and 45 minutes of this.
Right, and if you get 41 minutes in, you're still early enough to cut it off. It just was not really good. It was hard to follow, and the dubbing was really bad, and it was just too much of a mess, and I couldn't handle it. So I watched Wing Chun instead, which was a vastly superior movie.
Cotton Belly.
Yeah, Cotton Belly. Again, Donnie Yen.
So did everybody Wing Chun that night?
You don't know how many times I made that joke. Like it's an hour and 35 minutes, and I probably made that joke 95 times. But no, it was really good. It's Yen Wu-ping directed, Michelle Yeoh, Donnie Yen, some other guys that you might know, but I don't really because I'm not that into kung fu movies yet. I'll know them eventually, I guess. But this was way more kind of in my zone as far as kung fu movies. Michelle Yeoh is awesome, and she's kind of the focus of it. So, I lost my train of thought again. But
yeah, what is the plot of Wing Chun? Are they all trying to have fun?
They are all trying to have. They're not on a particular night, but every night they're trying to have fun. It's sort of a bit of mistaken identity and some bandits. There's mistaken identity. There's bandits. There's tofu.
Is this a period piece or like modern day or what?
Period piece?
It's period piece.
Okay.
It's definitely period.
Piece.
I mean, it's not like for some reason kung fu movies never feel like period pieces to me. It's not like
Well, there was the age of kung fu. It's
right. It's not like Gone with the Wind kind of period piece. It's a kung fu movie, and they just take place whenever they take place. Most haven't seen any that are like kung fu in space future yet. I don't think, but I would watch all of them if that was a thing that somebody showed me that existed.
I hear it's called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is that kung fu in space?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I will watch that.
There's some kung fu
But
they do.
no, I really enjoyed Wing Chun. I would suggest if you liked any of the other things any of the other kung fu movies that I mentioned that I liked, you would like this as well. Maybe a little bit more talky than some of the others that I've mentioned, but still really good. There's lots of good ass beatings in it, and Donnie Yen is amazing to watch on film. Cool, Walt.
Speaking of kung fu movies, I saw The Man of Tai Chi. Man of Tai Chi, which is a movie I believe directed by Keanu Reeves. And starring Keanu Reeves as the bad guy, and it's a modern kung fu movie set in today's modern times with the cell phones and the computers, and there's I forget who the lead guy is, but he does a really good job. He falls into an illegal fighting ring which Keanu Reeves runs, and is very. Now you all die. And Keanu Reeves actually fights near the end, and he's kind of lost a step since The Matrix, but the movie does a really good job of, he still knows all of his choreography, he knows all the moves, and he still hits his marks really well. I really enjoyed it. Lots and lots of fighting. They don't have a whole lot of. They do a very good job of keeping the focus on the fight with minimal cuts during them. But that's a really good movie, and it's on Netflix streaming as of right now.
So whenever you're listening now,
Man
it's streaming.
of
Make it
Tai
now.
Chi.
Man of Tai Chi.
Cool.
So,
I hear we've got a backlog of emails.
yeah,
Mail
I'm just
sack. Reach into the mail sack.
Yeah, we got a few from back in the day. We get to. We've just
Period pieces.
Yeah, period pieces of mail. But
What do you think of these new
we're gonna catch on up
talkies?
on a few here. But first one is from Scott 2, who has never met a pun that he doesn't want to mutilate. And he says,
I love you, Scott.
title of his email is "Making a mold of your keyboard is typecasting."
Yeah.
Greetings, Casties. Since I'm not a boxer, I'll try to be brief. Scott.
Brilliant, Scott. You're deserving
got-
of Bailey's Billions.
He's got a theme episode for us.
Ooh.
He says, Deuce of Spades! Pair of James Spader movies in a drive-in style double feature. And yes, I'm talking about Tough Turf and The New Kids.
All right.
Could make for an interesting show since both movies have almost the same premise but are very unique in tone and style. And not to overplay my hand, but you got a bonus playing card pun since Lori Loughlin in The New Kids also starred in Full House. So yeah.
Full House playing.
So that's the deal. Be cool if you guys could work it into the shuffle, but you're still aces if you discard it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We talked about that at one point because I think Tough Turf came up and we talked about I've seen Tough Turf in The New Kids, but I can't remember which one Spader's the good guy in and which one he's the bad guy in, but they're basically the same movie.
Okay. Yeah.
But they're both pretty good in their own terrible way.
Yeah. We'll see if we ever do a double feature again, but
We could do Spader Timber,
Spader Timber.
Spade,
I don't know about that.
Spade Pearl.
Spade month.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever month is Bob Barker,
Spadeuary.
Spay Your Pets. We'll do
Yes,
Bob Barker's
Barker.
James Spader Your Pets.
Right.
Spade Sember.
All right. We got a couple here from Kyle because this is how the backlog ended up.
Okay.
But Kyle writes in and says, Undead. Says, what up, No Court? Oh, wait. Right, dudes. Wrong obsession. What up, BMFcast? Kyle here. Medium time listener. First time writer of your podcast. I don't know if you've already seen it, but I'm here to suggest a fun little bad film from Australia. 2005's Undead, directed by the Spierig brothers. It's all you could want in a flick. Zombies, zombie fish, homemade triple barrel shotguns, a pageant queen fighting the undead, a sci-fi twist, and dialogue like, in my day, we respected our elders. We didn't eat them. If you haven't already seen it, you should check it out. Could be BMF material. Crash and burn, pimps don't commit suicide. Kyle. Except for my daughter's iPod because my space phone battery was dead.
Oh, dear.
So 2005's Undead. You seen it, Walt?
I have not seen that
Why not?
that I know of.
Kyle
Because
wants us to
Australia
watch it.
Isn't real.
I don't know. But I like the idea of zombie fish.
I do. Yeah, that sounds
that
great.
piqued my interest.
Sure.
Zombie fish.
Because what's scarier than regular fish?
Yeah.
Zombie fish.
Zish.
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 Zishes.
Not even
I
part of
like
the circle of
zishes.
life.
And then,
if you
so
get
damn
eaten by a
vicious.
zombie fish. That
Yeah.
sucks.
And then because we had a backlog here, Kyle, we got another one from Kyle here. He says, "Enter the war zone."
Hey, Kyle.
He said, "What up, guys? It's Kyle.
Hi.
The thing you walk through between rooms, hall." He's going for a Steve.
is that his-
He's going for Steve here and like the bird.
Okay.
thing.
I love this band. Keep it up.
Yeah. But he said, I'm almost caught up on all the older podcast episodes, but I'm not finding a film I thought for sure you would have done. Punisher Warzone.
Ooh.
Much like the Dolph Lundgren original, this Ray Stevenson starring flick goes for over-the-top action, but it goes way over the top. Faces caved in with punches, heads exploded by bullets, death by chair, death by fire, brutal crazy deaths throughout. And don't forget villain Looney Bin Jim, who after eating a man's internal organs exclaims, "Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, tummy, tummy." The acting is hit and miss all over the place. This film is so bad and so good at the same time. If you already talked about it and I just haven't reached that episode yet, I apologize. No, F that. You should watch it again. Crash and burn. Pimps still don't commit suicide. Kyle, like the place of Hall of Fame. Hall, sent from my speaking spell.
Jesus.
Nice.
I have wanted to do Punisher Warzone, but I believe Harlow vetoed it. This was way back when, but he vetoed it because he said it's too good to be
Yeah.
on this show.
Yeah, I think he did.
Um,
It's come up several times.
yeah,
Is there a dog in it?
if there is, it probably gets shot and exploded. Because I have seen the scene where the one dude is trying to arrest the guy and Frank just blows his head off and he goes, "God damn it, Frank!" But there's just a great effect of the dude's head literally exploding from a shotgun blast. But yeah, I've wanted to see that movie for a while, and I know that that director, I forget her name now, but like she was one of those people that totally gets it, and like people are like, is this just really dumb because it's like, was that unintentional? Like, were they like everything in that movie she has owned up to and said like, no, this is exactly how I wanted this movie to go. And I kind of respect that she was just like, no, I knew I could get away with a super ultra violent, ridiculously disgustingly violent movie.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the Punisher, and that's probably how the Punisher should be. So, I also like that they pretty much discard the first Punisher, or the Thomas Jane Punisher movie for that. We'll see if we can convince Harlow to revisit that one as an actual episode. But
I'm sure after August, he's pretty much going to be open to any suggestion.
Yeah, I would think so.
So,
yeah,
he may need it.
All right. Next one up is from a person called 3 p.m. somewhere.
A person called
3 p.m. somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 3
And this
PM
was
somewhere.
this came in back when you guys were doing DDR.
Oh, good.
It says DDR. To comment on your Double Dance reviews, I hope at some point you plan to see The FP, a post-apocalyptic DDR movie wherein gangs settle their rivalries on the dance pads and failure can have fatal consequences. Somehow. The movie never exactly makes it clear why that is. Also, this movie features an amazing acronym that actually means never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. I will let you piece together what those words say. It says, sent from my Kobolevsky 7. All of today's robots evolved from its design. It was far superior to the marketeer you were in. There was no way you could have won.
All right.
That email became sentient, I believe.
So,
we have talked about the FP quite a few times.
Yep.
What does the FP stand for?
I don't know that. But I know that
fun
the budget
place.
of this movie...
The fun place.
The only, like, and I believe Amy was one of the listeners who
yeah.
vigorously requested this movie way back when. And we didn't do it because we saw the budget was like $100,000 and we got
Ooh.
real scared. But I still think we should do it.
Yeah, we talked about it during the Can't Stop the Music episode, and I think we came to the consensus of what it was called during the break. I don't know if that actually made it on the show, but I think we're all in agreement we could do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm cool with doing it.
I really like this idea of dance battles throughout time. You know, you could do one in perhaps Victorian England.
I kind of think that's what
Caveman
the Step Up
times.
movies are now.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Start time
Step
traveling.
Up
I
All In.
love that.
I was worried. Somebody said Step Up All In was not in 3D.
Oh, it's in 3D.
But it is in 3D. So
I will see it in
Luckily, that
3D.
was clarified.
Yeah.
For it because somebody put that on Twitter today. I was like, no,
No, I
can't
saw
not
it.
do 3D. And yeah, they're doing 3D.
Oh, speaking of,
Go on.
Speaking of,
PlayStation 4 update. You can watch 3D
Yeah.
Blu-rays now.
and
so-
the Xbox One updated as well. so-
Yeah, so 3D, next-gen 3D
So-
Blu-rays. Woo!
Get all your Step Up movies. And
me, Harlow, and the two other people that have 3D 3D Blu-rays
Yep.
can watch them in 3D.
Totally.
Yeah, you guys need to give up some 3D Blu-rays so I can watch them at my house.
Oh, that's right. You do have a
Give 'em up.
3D TV. I keep forgetting about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. We, by the way, we did not see Guardians of the Galaxy in 3D.
We did
so
not.
we can't tell you how it was better or worse or any of that.
Post-conversion, I take it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, look-
but a lot of the action is pretty quick cut. A lot of people have complained about the action in that movie, and I didn't think it was that bad.
No, I mean, the action.
Like there's some people like James Gunn should never direct action again, and I'm like, I didn't think it was.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, and he doesn't quite get geography that well, but I was never like, what the fuck's happening?
Right,
Like
exactly.
Batman
Well-
Begins or something, you know,
Yeah,
where
it-
just have no idea what the hell anything is.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's a. There's such thing as action comedies. This was a comedy action,
Yeah.
and so
So yeah, 3D. I don't know if it matters, but I've heard IMAX has some scenes framed differently for IMAX. So I don't know. Either way, see that movie. Last email we got here is from Chase Island, one of our favorite destinations. What are you laughing at, Chuck?
I just, every time I hear it, I always think
Chase
of just
Island.
some great, like, most dangerous game.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chase Island.
Oh no, we've been shipwrecked on. Dun dun dun.
Chase Island.
will we be running away from things?
Because it's chasing.
Will those things be following us?
No.
I'm not sure I follow the concept of Chase Island.
So, but this kind
It's
of
actually, it's a long chair.
So, Chase Island, he can kind of dovetail off of what Walt and BJ have been talking about. He has Hong Kong action and fun martial arts movie suggestions.
Hell yeah.
He actually misspelled it in the title and said marital arts movie suggestions. So
I will watch those too.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Martial arts suggestions. He says, "Hey there, cast of Bamfers. It's your fan who has a name that sounds like a movie you would love, Chase Island. It's been a long time since I wrote, and I have since started some BAMFcast-inspired theme month movie-watching adventures. I've been working on checking off movies from my own list of shame. This email is quite lengthy, so I'll break it into 3 parts. Part the first. Back in May, I came up with the BAMFcast-inspired dumb pun theme, Chow Yun Fat Tuesday, after realizing I had hashtag CYFT. After realizing I had never seen any movie with him in it, and I have kept it going ever since. 9 movies so far, though I did unintentionally miss 1 week. Here's what I've watched so far in order of viewing. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Replacement Killers, The Corruptor, Hard Boiled, fuck yes, Bulletproof Monk, a bags-worthy bad movie, Let the Bullets Fly from 2010, The Killer, the best movie, A Better Tomorrow, fucking awesome, The Last Tycoon from 2012, and I'm watching The Assassins from 2012 this week. Any recommendations of Chow Yun Fat films or Hong Kong action films? I would like to see the Zhang Yimou film he is in, Curse of the Golden Flower. To you guys, I would recommend A Better Tomorrow, The Killer, Hard Boiled, The Replacement Killers, Crouching Tiger, Let the Bullets Fly, and The Last Tycoon if any of you haven't seen any of those and are okay reading subtitles for 2 hours, save for The Replacement Killers. FYI, the newer ones listed are on Netflix Instant. Yeah, I love Chow Yun Fat. The Killer is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Chow Yun Fat and John Woo together?
Yep.
Wowie.
Hard Boiled, yeah, and all, like, A Better Tomorrow, all 3 of them are fucking awesome.
Magical.
Once a Thief is not as good. There's some parts we're seeing. Do not, under any circumstances, watch the TV pilot version that has Krychek from X-Files in it.
I've seen that.
Because, yeah, so have I. I had the DVD. I didn't, like, I was young and stupid and never watched that.
Never again.
That does sound like something someone
Never
young and
again.
stupid would do.
Yeah. And Once a Thief, the actual film it's one of their lesser works by far.
Yeah.
It's one of those that sounds so much better on paper than it ends up being. But
It's no Hudson Hawk.
But really, you've nailed the majority of Chow Yun Fat that needs to be watched.
Yeah.
Like you know, you could see The Killer and Hard Boiled and die happy. In my opinion.
Wait, was Bulletproof Monk on that list?
Yeah, but he said it's terrible.
No, it's not good.
Yeah, he agreed with most everybody that.
Or you can watch it like 9 times a day on FX. So
Yep. All right, now he has part the second. I also began Martial Arts Movie Monday, hashtag ma'am, in June to fill a gaping hole in my viewing history and have so far watched for the first time, in order, Enter the Dragon, Legend of
Yes.
Drunken Master,
Yes.
Shaolin Soccer, Kung Fu Hustle, and I'm watching 13 Assassins tonight, creating Assassins Week, which will also possibly include Banderas Stallone Assassins, and playing Assassin's Creed 3. Any fun martial arts movie recommendations? I have seen The Raid, as mentioned this past week, and I'm planning on watching The Raid 2, Ong Bak, Ip Man, District B13, Hero, House of Flying Daggers, and more Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Tony Jaa, and Donnie Yen movies. I tend to enjoy the more comedic-leaning stuff, but want to see the classics too.
like just watch the stuff, all that you just mentioned.
Yep.
All of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
House of Flying Daggers is good. I kinda
Yeah, that
forgotten
movie's
about
really
that.
good.
It's really pretty.
yeah, House of Flying Daggers.
It doesn't look like he has Fist of Legend on here.
You need to see Fist of Legend. You need to see. There was Once Upon a Time in China, and I always was partial. Jet Li did a spoof movie of Once Upon a Time in China, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. But one of the climactic scenes consists of a dragon fighting a centipede, and then Jet Li dressing up like a chicken or a rooster and kicking these centipedes behind.
Yeah.
So that's a very good one, but I cannot remember what the name
Last
of
Hero in China.
Last Hero in China. There you are, sir. Thank you very much,
job.
Go Internet.
Mr. Internet. Thank you.
Yeah, and you've seen Legend of Drunken Master, which is Drunken Master 2. If you can track down Drunken Master 1,
Definitely worth watching.
that's worth seeing as well.
Definitely worth
but you will
seeing.
nothing will match that scene in Drunken
No.
Master 2.
No, you're
But
talking
Drunken
old
Master
school
1
Kung
is
Fu.
still
You're talking
solid.
old school where they had one scene, they had one set, and sometimes they were painted, and yeah, that's a good one. You could watch. Is it Ninja Assassin?
Oh God, yeah, we watched that.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's one. Master of the Flying Guillotine. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the one with the thing where he throws the basket over the head.
Yes.
That pulls the head. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one of those in Wing Chun, I think. Or no, wait. Either Wing Chun or Iron Monkey 2.
I think it might have been Iron Monkey too, because
Yeah.
well, yeah, maybe.
And
can't
I'm also
remember.
gonna go with a super deep BMFcast cut is Ricky O, Story of Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Ricky O, Story of Ricky. It will be among the more violent kung fu movies you ever watch, but that is so much fun. That movie's insane. So, part the third, to wrap everything up. In creating a list of shame, I took stuff you had mentioned in the podcast second half into consideration. Just wanted to thank you for recommending or mentioning the following movies which I watched and enjoyed in 2014 for the first time. Children of Men, Blood Simple, There Will Be Blood, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China, Hot Fuzz, No Country for Old Men, Dread, Furious 6, The Transporter, The Italian Job, Bad Boys 2, and Starship Troopers. Any more generally awesome action movie recommendations? Don't assume I've seen it, because I have some obvious gaps. FYI, I also hope to watch for the first time in 2014 Reservoir Dogs, From Dusk Till Dawn, Kill Bills, Hobo with a Shotgun, and other awesome Tarantino and Rodriguez films other than Pulp Fiction and Desperado, the only two I've seen and enjoyed. Thanks for enduring this long, listy email and spreading the movie awesomeness. You guys make watching movies all of the fun. Crash and burn, chase island like the landmass, except for my Etch-a-Sketch animator.
You can skip Hobo with the Shotgun.
That is my opinion as well.
I am finally of the opinion that you can skip it. I mean, when I watched it, I thought it was kind of cool, but it holds zero cultural relevance. And the only thing that it's ever going to be is a movie with a kick-ass name. Because, like, Hobo with a Shotgun sounds like a movie that should be awesome, and it's not.
Yep.
So skip that one.
And Rutger Hauer is awesome in it. But he's surrounded by...
mediocrity, yeah.
He's surrounded by overdone filmmaking.
Sure.
Like, it's everything else around him is trying too fucking hard to be something it's not. And that's what I don't like about that.
Far short of what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
You can kind of skip most of the Robert Rodriguez movies too.
Sadly.
The three El Mariachi movies are good.
Mm-hmm.
From Dusk Till Dawn is great. I've never seen the Spy Kids movies because who cares?
Yeah, you kind of lost it after those.
And the Machete movies just...
I really wanted to watch Sin City again because I haven't seen it, and
yeah,
I almost said when it came out on DVD.
Yeah.
I remember watching it, but
Yeah,
with the new one coming out, Sin City I loved when it first came out, and I hope it still holds up.
I'm worried about that because I feel like I need to go back to it and watch it again before I see Fist of the North Dame or whatever it's called.
Dame to Kill For.
Yeah, sure.
Fist of the North Dame.
I don't know.
Dame of the Fist North.
Yeah,
It's like
I
an
can
episode
never
of
remember.
Batman
it.
Beyond or something.
Yeah.
Some
I can never
comic book
remember what
show.
it's called. And so now I'm going to intentionally fuck it up for the rest of my life. But
Sounds good.
yeah, I feel like I need to go back and watch Sin City again, and don't make the mistake of watching that movie that's supposed to be kind of what's the one that we watched
Oh,
for the
God,
podcast?
The Spirit?
The Spirit, yeah.
Oh,
don't
Jesus.
watch
Spirit
that
was
thinking that it's going to
fucking
be anywhere
garbage.
That is
near
pure nonsense.
don't watch that thinking it's going to be Sin City-esque because
Yeah.
it's just
It's very, very... It's a...
my city's
It's almost
vagina
a
weeps
spoof
for me.
movie. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, they play it serious. They're trying to be serious, but it is such a silly spoof movie. It is
so up its own ass.
Oh, yeah.
in
yeah,
terms
it's
of,
so far.
really, really weird. If you want to see Samuel L. Jackson overacting his ass off, and I mean,
You can watch any Samuel L. Jackson
Yeah.
movie
Oh no,
to
no,
see Samuel L.
He's
overact his ass off.
overacting Samuel L. Jackson. But yeah,
I like that is what I like. That is my wheelhouse. But I only got about 30 minutes into that movie, and I said, "Nope, life's too short."
I couldn't even tell you how that ends.
I think I saw that in the theaters.
Oh,
I was excited.
Poor man.
You're the
I was
reason.
excited to see it in the
Oh,
theaters.
we were pretty mad here, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, and that was before we even gave ratings. That's
Yeah,
how long ago
that's
that
right.
episode was.
Wow.
My city,
I don't go that far back.
her moist vagina cries for me. I'm gonna fuck my city.
God, we made so many horrible.
Oh God.
Talking about the Sacramento ham sandwich and dirt pipe milkshake and just so many horrible things were coined during that episode.
All right, next.
Yeah. I mean,
Milkshake,
I
we
just
gotta bring that back.
I'm amazed we listed that many movies that he's seen. So
See District 9, Chase.
I come in
yeah,
peace.
District 9's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
But I
got
mean,
a
the
double
ones
box
he
set.
listed that he needs to see, see those, and just
And-
all the Tarantinos.
And the
Definitely.
Bourne movies, I would say. First 3 at least.
Yeah,
Fourth
not the one
is-
with Hawkeye.
yeah,
Skyfall.
The one with Hawkeye's. So, yeah, that's what we got. We got to get out of here, dudes.
Do we have any more correspondence?
No, I'm cutting it off.
Okay.
Tell people
to
how
cut
to
off.
send in correspondence that we can cut off.
Okay. Send us emails to BMF at.
BMFcast.
Just shut up. I got this. Send emails to bmf at bmfcast.com. Check out the website, bmfcast.com. Look on the right-hand side of that page, and you'll see a number of buttons which will lead you to us in all of our social forums, be that the Twitters or the YouTubes or the Facebooks and things like that. There's also an Amazon affiliate search box. If you type in what you're looking for to purchase on your Amazons, it will give us a little bit of change for free for you. So do that, and it helps us pay for hosting and hookers and Lime. And you can also give us a call on the Garfield phone at 910-5-JOCKS-BMF and 910-556-9263. Leave a message, keep it short and sweet, and your succulent voice will be featured on the BMFcast.
Succulent.
Juicy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Juicy voice.
Is that it?
That's it, man.
Later, taters.
I think we're done.
Let's get the hell out of
That
here.
sounds great.
I hope this worked.
Yeah.
Me too. So,
Let's get out of here, shall we?
all right. I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Walt.
And I'm Chuck.
and this is BAMFcast Out. See you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Motherfuckers.
Hey, that's not a nice thing
Well,
to say to
I
everyone.
normally say motherfucker somewhere.
Jeez. All right. Thanks for watching, people.
Yeah, I hope it worked.
Hey, hey.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the episode will be a rip of this stream.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
We won't know until tomorrow.
Yep.
So,
And maybe Harlow will be back next week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Nope.
If I was him, I'd stay where there's an Alamo Draft House. That thing is fucking awesome.
That's what I hear.
God.
I've been
He's
to.
got a draft house and a pinball place.
They
so
bring you beer while you
Most
watch
places.
your movie.
You could go to San Marco Theater and they do that too.
No, they do not. They don't bring it to you. They don't bring
San
it
Marco
to-
doesn't. Sunray does.
Yeah,
Sunray does?
will.
Sunray
Oh.
will, yeah.
Do they bring
Well,
you fresh made popcorn?
Sunray, yes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sunray
Sunray's
will.
has this place.
But
Sunray's
they
got
don't-
great popcorn too.
They do. They won't do it like Alamo will, though. Nobody does it like Alamo because Alamo, for one, their theaters are designed
Right.
for service in the theater.
Right.
So yeah. So when you
still
write your little
streaming?
ticket down and they come and
Okay.
and grab the ticket, and they sneak around there like ninjas.
Oh, they're amazing.
They're really good.
My we watched How to
They
Train.
encourage you to narc out assholes.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I love it.
We racked up like $200 bill.
Oh, Jesus.
Going to see How You Train Your Dragon too.
What the fuck?
Well, there was like 8 of us, so it was like
okay.
8 or
All
10
right.
of us. So, but yeah, it's really easy to just be like, ice cream for the kids,
Yeah.
beers for me.
It's just like
It's magical.
the
I
best-
almost.
the menu there too. Like
It's good food. I was like, man, I want to open a franchise in Jacksonville because I know
God.
4 people who would work it with me.
wow.
Yes, you do.
None of you guys, but
Oh.
I mean,
What?
I don't have any
No, it is
money,
you,
but I'd
so-
work there. I'd totally work there. I'd be like I wouldn't do any of the bullshit work, but I'd
All right,
totally
you got to be the
work
bartender.
there. All right,
bullshit
thank you.
You're the bartender.
All right, gotta get out of here.
Bye,
All right.
Internet.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you could see us saying
There was
bye.
something you were going to talk about.
Yes.